Yes, very good afternoon, my dear friends.
Good afternoon, sir.
Right, wonderful. Welcome you all to the CA Inter Income Tax revision session, and I would like to more call it as a crash revision for a comprehensive kind of revision for your November 22 attempt. And first of all, before I proceed further, the first thing which I want to tell you very clearly is that the objective of this session is very clear. Two things what I carry. That is, number one, if somebody would have already prepared, had a conceptual clarity, but something is lacking that we have to revise, some concepts are not properly clear, we'll clarify that. That is agenda number one. Agenda number two is also very clear that if some classes would have been missed or some concepts are completely out of picture, those areas also will cover in the classroom. Clear, my dear friends? Because the whole point is very clear that by the end of our revision session, you will be able to solve any question, any RTP, any suggested answer, any MTPs. That's the whole idea with which these sessions are being conducted. Clear, my dear friends? So I want complete utmost participation in the classroom so that you will also enjoy, at the same time I will also enjoy. That's when it makes more sense for both of us. Correct? Because I'm sure in this afternoon time, most of would have been relaxed, had a food. I know. A lot of different things will start stammering us and troubling us. So for all that reasons, my dear friends, it's very clear that we should just be focused and do our content very perfectly and solve a lot of questions and complete it and become perfect. Clear, friends? Yeah, first of all, before I proceed, let me ask you one straight interesting question. What do you think is the most important chapter in our income tax? Last के 5 chapter. क्या है बेटा वो last के 5 chapter? Advanced tax. Wonderful. Student is telling sir advanced tax. Okay. Advanced tax. TDS, TCS. Okay. Clubbing. सेट ऑफ फिर अभी बोलो और सीधा बच्चा बोल रहा है सीधा सर एक काम करो सब मत लिखो सीधा एक ही लाइन लिखो आप हेड्स ऑफ इनकम काम खत्म कलास करेक्ट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स The reason I asked this question was very clear that see there is nothing specific called this chapter is only important, this chapter is not important in the exam. The reason being, in the last 2-3 items, we have been clearly observing the trend with which questions were coming in the exam. Specifically, if I talk about last 1-2 attempts, have been slightly crazy. When I say crazy, it is not that it is difficult. It is only that the kind of questions what they have been asking were very much unexpected. We just think that clubbing of income may come in exam for 2 marks. It came in exam for 6 marks. Set off and carry forward, we think, अरे ये तो बकवास चैप्टर क्या है इसको set off कर दो. But that's not how it is. Wherever you want, you will set it off. There are some principles, there are some condition restrictions to be followed. Only then we can set off. And this topic came in exam for 8 marks also couple of times. Getting my point, everybody? And students just keep carrying that mindset that सबसे important chapter है PGVP. मुझे करना है PGVP. अगर मैं वो perfect हो गया तो बाकी सब कुछ भी नहीं. बस. But that's not how it is. Let me tell you very clearly that every topic in your syllabus is extremely important. You cannot generalize saying that this is important, this is not important. For a reason being very clear that we being CA Inter students, we cannot take chance with any topic because any topic can come in exam for any number of marks. Whenever we give a, exam past paper analysis saying that this topic may come in exam for 2 marks, may come in exam 4 marks, that is only based on the past examination trend. But there is not a Bible for you to tell कि इतना ही मार्क आएगा. Students keep thinking that house property chapter will every time come in exam for 4 marks. There were times where it came for 8 marks also. There were 1-2 papers where house property did not come only in exam. अब जाके आप ICA पे केस डालेंगे क्या? आपको 4 मार्क देना चाहिए था, आप कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछे क्यों नहीं? हम आपको sue करेंगे. Can you do that? Definitely not, because see, ultimately we are CA students. We don't have any choice that. They see ultimately you can question them only when they go out of syllabus. When everything is coming within the syllabus and they are distributing the marks in whichever manner they want, it is their personal choice because there is no blueprint standardized saying that this topic this mark, this topic this mark. There is nothing like that. Correct, my dear friends? And let's feel something very happy about our institute that they give stepwise marking. It is not that final answer is correct, only then final answer will get to the marks. Even though balance sheet has not tallied, everything else is correct, still you will get your score. Correct, my dear friends? And I'll also let me tell you very clearly here, balance sheet tally doesn't mean answer is right. Because we follow a crazy accounting system called double entry system. Do 2 mistakes. 1 mistake in debit, 1 mistake in credit. Figures are same. Balance sheet will tally. Then we'll tell, हो गया यार balance sheet tally. और क्या चाहिए जिंदगी में? But the answer could be wrong. Correct? Because ultimately it depends upon what kind of adjustments you have done. That is what is very important. Clear, friends? Now, first of all, today being the first revision lecture, my dear friends, my focus will be more on making you understand what is that we are trying to learn in this topic and what is the introduction we are having, what are the tax rates and all, how do we calculate that. A lot of basic things we'll talk today. More advanced things we'll talk tomorrow, don't worry. And as the time passes by, we'll keep progressing in every topic. We'll allocate time for every topic and then do it, including TDS, advanced tax, that also I'll teach you. Don't worry at all. Are we ready? Yes, sir. Everybody? Yes, sir. Good, fair enough, wonderful. So first of all, my dear friends, we know very clearly that under income tax, for the purpose of taxability, we divide the income into how many heads of income, sir? 5 heads of income. What are 5 heads of income? Salaries, house property, water में जाओ बेटा, PGBP, capital gains, income from other sources. Correct, my dear friends? And let me tell you clearly, for salaries, chargeability section is section 15. House property, chargeability section is section 22. PGBP it is section 28. Capital gain it is section 45. Other source it is section 56. These are the chargeability sections for heads of income. First question, what student brain already activated? I know. Sir, section number padna zaruri hai kya? Answer is yes. At CA inter level, you are definitely expected to know section numbers also. Clear, my dear friends? And my only point is that if you write the exam with section number, first of all, you will go with a lot of confidence with yourself. First of all, you go to exam with a lot of confidence on yourself. Second thing is very clear that when you present your paper with section number, that person who is correct in the paper will first think that, yaar, ye bande mein kuch to hai. Banda ya bandi, whatever you call it. Clear, my dear friends, that this man has got something, some answer is there with section number. That gives a very positive approach, you know. That's how it feels good. So whenever Modi talks to us, why do we feel good? The moment he comes in front of TV and tell Mitro, mere pyare Bharatwasiyo, the way he starts only, he'll try to include as if we are within his family. That's a talent what he carries. Correct, my dear friends? Many of them don't like Modi, but still they love him. Many of them don't like, but still you vote for him because he's a better option than other option. Other options are more dangerous. Yes. You're getting my point? No, I don't want to name anything, but other options are even more dangerous. That's why we start loving it. In the same way, my dear friends, when we start learning section numbers, that adds more value to us and we can present in the exam in much more beautiful fashion than what knowledge we carry. And don't worry at all, my dear friends. By the end of this revision, I will ensure and make sure that you guys will be able to remember section numbers also. That's my challenge. Don't worry. I mean, I made hundreds of people remember hundreds of sections. So this is not a big task for me. This is a simple task for me, which daily activity for me. So I'll definitely do it. Because God has given us a great brain, which can take a lot of it. Okay? Shall we start? Yes, sir. Right. Student is asking, already start कर दिया ना सर, फिर क्यों पूछ रहे? अभी तक start किया नहीं मैंने. Start करेंगे अभी. First of all, heard of one word called assessee? Yes, sir. Can you tell me who is assessee? Oh, somebody is saying assessee means? What is your answer, sir?
Person who is liable to pay tax.
Person?
Liable to pay tax.
Who is liable to pay tax. Wow, good answer, but not a perfect answer. Who is liable to pay tax? Who is a person? And whenever I'm writing some points, please keep writing. Please keep writing. So, who is a person? This word person is defined by section 231, which clearly says person includes, bolo beta, come on, individual, HUF, firm or LLP, company, AOP, BOI, AJP, local authority, finally cooperative societies. So getting clarity on this point, everybody? Come on, which section defines person? 231. Now before that, let me ask you one question. If there is a person, let's say in Jammu and Kashmir, where is he? Jammu and Kashmir. Is he liable to pay income tax?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, wonderful. If a person is in Indian Ocean, is he liable to pay income tax?
Yes, sir. Up to certain.
Up to certain? What is that certain nautical mile? In exam came 2-3 times. I will go back there. No, don't worry, I'll go back there. First of all, my dear friends, income tax applies to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. So getting my point, everybody? Including applies to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. And this word India is defined in the law in a beautiful section called 225A, which clearly says India includes territory. What is territory? Land. Landmass. India includes territory. Territorial waters. Friends, what is territorial waters? This is important. This is up to 12 nautical miles. In water, we don't measure the distance by kilometer, we measure the distance by nautical miles. And let me tell you very clearly one point, that 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.852 kilometers. You're getting my point? Bolo beta, how much is 1 nautical mile? 1.852 kilometers. Are we getting clarity, everybody? Come on, repeat again. India includes what? Territory, territorial waters. नहीं बेटा नहीं, एयर बाद में जाएंगे, हवा में बाद में जाने का. Continental shelf and exclusive economic zone. This is up to 200 nautical miles. Getting my point? Continental shelf and what zone, sir? Exclusive economic zone. So why do you think that name has come exclusive economic zone? कुछ तो लॉजिक होगा ना? नहीं बेटा, आयरलैंड का कुछ लॉजिक ही नहीं उसमें. It is called exclusive economic zone for a simple reason, because exclusively only one activity is covered there, that is extraction of mineral oil. So do we extract mineral oil from air or from land, within the water land landmass? Inside only, no? So getting clarity? There's a logic for that. Come on. India includes what? Territory, territorial waters, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone, seabed and subsoil underlying such waters. So ultimately पानी के अंदर how much ever depth you go, ultimately you will find land, no? सर लैंड तो रहेगा ना यार. सर आप स्विमिंग पूल जाके स्विमिंग करेंगे तो नीचे लैंड तो है ही ना यार. ऐसा तो नहीं कि नीचे कितना भी जाओ सिर्फ पानी ही पानी है. Even in an ocean, at the bottom you will definitely find some landmass. Correct? So that is called sea bed and subsoil underlying such water. बोलो बेटा क्या लिखे अभी तक हम लोग? India includes what? Territory, territorial waters, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone. Then seabed and subsoil underlying such water. One more last time, come on. India includes territory, territorial waters, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone, seabed and subsoil underlying such water. Finally, my dear friends, airspace. But if you stop here airspace, the answer is wrong. You have to tell airspace above. Nahi beta, territory and territorial waters. They did not cover airspace above exclusive economic zone. The logic is there because exclusive economic zone, what is covered? Extraction of mineral oil, which you will not do from airspace. That's why they did not cover. Sir, हर section के पीछे एक logic है, sir. हर concept के पीछे एक logic है. If you get that, you'll enjoy it. And I'll tell you things practically, don't worry. I mean, I myself, Shivateja, being a practicing chartered accountant, there is no question of telling something theoretically to you. I also have a practice in Hyderabad where I manage both income tax and GST practice. So there is no question of theoretical. It has to be practical, because ultimately after this, you have to start doing your articleship, internship and all. And I'm sure you will definitely have to work on tax. Tax is something which will never ever leave you. Correct, my dear friends? A girlfriend may become ex-girlfriend, but this will never become ex for you. That is for sure. Because if final में भी आएगा 100 mark के लिए आएगा. In final you have got DT 100 marks, IDT 100 marks. And after final also you cannot run away from tax. Nobody can run away from tax. Because tax is supreme in India. Government gets huge revenue from tax, so there is no way that tax will be removed. I mean, 2 days back when students were asking, sir, new syllabus is coming, right? New syllabus में tax निकाल देंगे क्या? मैं बच्चों को एक ही बोला, भैया न्यू सिलेबस आने दो, कुछ भी आने दो, कोई भी सब्जेक्ट निकालने दो. They'll never remove tax from syllabus. It's impossible, because that is something very practical. कैसे निकालेंगे tax subject syllabus में से? It's impossible. Correct? No, government predominant revenue is only from tax. हो गया बेटा, चलो बोलो. Which section defines India? 225A. Can you tell me how do you pronounce this? Section 2, subsection 25A, 100% wrong answer. It is section 2, clause 25A. Now I'll ask you one question. Subsection में clause में फर्क क्या है? कुछ तो होगा ना फर्क? क्या है बोलो? मैडम लिखना छोड़ दो, 1 मिनट लिखना छोड़ दो. बताओ मुझे सबसेक्शन में क्लॉज में फर्क क्या है? बोलो बेटा, कुछ तो फर्क है या आपको लगता है दोनों सेम ही है?
सबसेक्शन जो होता है वो सेक्शन के
अंदर होता है. अच्छा, क्लॉज क्या होता है?
नहीं, मतलब सेक्शन के रिलेटेड ही होता है. क्लॉज उससे
क्लॉज मेट बी ए रूल. नहीं यार, कुछ भी बोलता है यार तू. कम ऑन, लिसन वेरी क्लियरली. सर, लेट मी टेल आस्क यू वन पॉइंट. Heard of something called 10(1)? Oh, नहीं सुने क्या? ठीक है, बोलूंगा. 10(1) says agriculture income from land in India is exempt from tax. Correct, my dear friends? Then there is something called 10(5), leave travel assistance. 10(10), gratuity. 10(10)A, pension. 10(10)AA, leave salary. 10(10)B, retrenchment compensation. 10(10)C, voluntary retirement compensation. 10(10)CC, tax paid on bequests in kind. Like this, in section 10 exemptions chapter, all these are there. ठीक है, एक नंबर लिखूंगा, वो तो बोलो, शायद सुने होंगे. 1026 AAA. सिक्किम इज इंडिविजुअल. ओ, ये भी नहीं सुने क्या? ठीक है. सेक्शन 10 सुने, नाम सुने सेक्शन 10? क्या है सेक्शन 10? एग्जेम्पशंस. ये तो पता है, इतना तो पता है. हाँ ठीक है. 10 के अंदर 10(1), 10(2), 10(3) है क्या? बोलो यार. सर 10 के अंदर 10(1), 10(5), 10(10) वैसा है? Speak out. These are basically what we call it as clauses. And in section 2 we have got 225A India, 231 person. अब मुझे बोलो, इंडिया को पर्सन डेफिनेशन को कुछ लिंक है क्या? कुछ लिंक है क्या? बोलो यार. Is there a link between 225A and 231? Definitely answer is what, my dear friends? No. There is no link between 225 and 231. We call them as clauses. But imagine if we talk about 23(1), 23(2), house property chapter. 23(1) computation for let out, 23(2) computation for self-occupied. Here we call it as subsection, because both are related to computation of property only. 23(1) is related to let out, 23(2) is related to self-occupied. When the 2 points in a section, I repeat again, how many what points in section, sir? 2 points in a section are related to each other. I repeat again, when 2 points in a section are related to each other, we call them as subsection. When they are not related, we call it as clause. Clear, my dear friends? Now one point I'll write here, just listen carefully, then I'll give a minute time to you. Yeah? Removing all the story aside, let me tell you an interesting point. Generally, section will have, what sir? Subsection. And there could also be a clause. There could also be a subclause. And there could also be a explanations. And there could also be a proviso. अब इसका मीनिंग भी बोलना पड़ेगा आपको. नाम तो ठीक है बोल दिए. Now I'll ask one question. Think properly and tell me what is the answer. 56 to 10. सुने क्या नाम? क्या है बेटा ये? Sorry? Super. Somebody told. 56 to 10 deals with the concept of what? Gifts, which clearly says gift is taxable if it is more than 50,000 per annum. And there are something called 5 categories of gift, which we'll talk separately when I go to income from other sources. Now, how do you read this 56 to 10? यार बोलो यार. Section 56 to 10. How do you read that 56 to 10? Yeah, section 56, subsection 2, clause 10. What is wrong with this? Yeah, section 56, subsection 2, clause what, my dear friends? 10. Sir, yes or no? Section 56, subsection 2, clause what, my dear friends? 10. That is how you read it. Everybody? Speak out. 56 subsection 2 clause 10. What is explanation then? What is an explanation? Explanation basically clarifies something in the section which is not proper. Correct? Then what is proviso? Wonderful, very good answer. Proviso is basically something like exception. कोई section बोलो जिसका exceptions है कुछ तो सुने क्या कभी शिपिंग बिजनेस ऑफ नॉन रेसिडेंट पर्सन लिविंग इंडिया क्या है ये सब रेजिडेंशियल स्टेटस यार बेटा क्या बोल रहा है यार ये those are basically exceptions for your section 4. Section 4 is the chargeability section which says income earned in previous year is chargeable to tax and assessment year. We'll go there, don't worry. Chalo, get back beta. Does income tax apply to Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, sir.
Does it apply to Indian Ocean? Speak out. Arabian Sea? Yes. Bay of Bengal? Yes. Subject to certain limits. Do you agree to that? Exactly. Now tell me, my dear friends, which section defines India?
225A.
225A. Come on, India covers what? Territorial waters, continental shelf, exclusive economic zone. Then exclusive economic zone. Then what? Seabed, subsoil underlying such water. Then airspace above territory and territorial waters. That's it. Finish writing, everybody? Can I proceed? Just 1 minute time I'll give. Right now. Done, can I proceed? So what is 225A, guys? 225A. Definition for India. Come on, India covers what? Territory, territorial waters, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone, seabed and subsoil underlying such water. And finally airspace above territory and territorial waters. Don't stop at airspace. Clearly tell the word airspace above territory and territorial waters. Clear as सबको? Everybody, my dear friends? Come on, now going back to the discussion. What is section 231? बेटा बोलो 231. Definition for person. अरे अभी तो देखे ना यार. बोलो person includes what? Individual, HUF, firm, LLP, company, AOP, BOI, AJP. What is AOP full form? Association of persons. BOI full form. ये दोनों में फर्क क्या है? अरे यार
Group of individuals is
ग्रुप ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स इज बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल. अच्छा अभी बोल ग्रुप ऑफ पर्सन इज एसोसिएशन ऑफ पर्सन. सेम. अरे सेम है तो फिर दो अलग अलग वर्ड्स क्यों लिखे? इधर ही लिखना ना एओपी और बीओआई बोल के. शायद डिफरेंस है, वही तो डिफरेंस को पूछ रहे हो क्या है. सर बॉडी ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स आर ओनली इंडिविजुअल्स. Imagine an individual, a partnership firm and a company. All three together are coming together and doing a business. We can't call them as BOI. We'll call them as AOP. In BOI, all are individuals. But in AOP, not necessarily everybody is individual. Correct? Next one is what? AJP का full form क्या है? Artificial juridical person. Can you give an example for artificial juridical person? Temple. Fantastic answer. Temple trust. We call it as a artificial judicial person. Local authority, municipal authority, cooperative society. Practically we find housing cooperative societies, association, apartments cooperative societies and all. Correct? No? Everybody done. ICA will come under an artificial juridical person. It is specifically set up under an act of parliament. It's an artificial person, but it's a legal person. If I ask you where is ICA, you can't show me. You might show me ICA building, but you can't show me ICA because it's an artificial person. Do you agree to that? Yes, right. Which section defines person? 231. बेटा बोलो 225 ये क्या है? डेफिनेशन ऑफ इंडिया. 231 person. Definition मत बोलो, person बस. So clear everybody? Now an important point we are talking, assessee. Who is an assessee? First of all, this word assessee is defined by section 27. Came in exam so many times. And the story is lot actually. Assessee means a person who is liable to pay tax. And includes every person in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up. Every person in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up for assessment of income or loss. Assessment of income or loss. Or any other person in respect of which he is assessable. So this language is very important language. Let me read it out once again here. Just don't write 1 minute, no please. बेटा एक 1 minute सुन लो, फिर मैं टाइम दूंगा आपको. पढ़ो एक बार क्या लिखे वहां पे. First point is what? Assessee means a person liable to pay tax. Now can I tell one statement that every assessee is a person, but every person need not be an assessee. For example, you might be a person, but you're not an assessee. Shiva Teja is a person. Shiva Teja is also an assessee because I'm earning income and I'm paying tax also. Do you get my point? Everybody? So first point is what? Assessee means a person who is liable to pay tax and includes what? Every person in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up. Proceedings taken up means income tax has given some notice. Income tax has caught him. This fellow has got some unexplained gold with him, unexplained investments with him. Suddenly आके पकड़ रहे, पूछ रहे भैया किधर से आया प्रॉपर्टी, बोल किधर से आया गोल्ड, बोल ये 60% 115 BBE. सुने कभी? Exactly. There's something called 115 BBE, which says for unexplained income, unexplained investments, unexplained expenditure, straight away tax rate is 60%, plus surcharge 25%, plus cess 4%, effectively 78%, and this is only tax. Interest is different, penalty is different. आप हमको स्टोरी मत बोलो. Getting my point, my dear friends? इनकम टैक्स पास कुछ तो कहानी बोलेंगे, ये मेरा नहीं है, मेरे दोस्त का है. कौन है वो दोस्त, बता, तेरे को क्यों दिया? बोल रहे मेरे दोस्त का नाम भूल गया, नाटक मत कर, तेरा ये टैक्स पे कर. करेक्ट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? इट लुक्स लाइक स्टोरी दैट वी माइट टेल. अरे कुछ तो बोलेंगे, आए जब बोलने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं रहता है, सिर्फ देखने के लिए रहता है, बस सब लेके जाएंगे वो. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट एवरीबॉडी? चलो बोलो. एवरी पर्सन इन डोंट राइट 2 minutes. Every person in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up. That means what? Action has been taken up for assessment of income or loss of Shiva Teja, for example. Shiva Teja has got income tax notice, touch wood example. Yeah, so they're assessing my income or loss, or any other person. और क्या बेटा? ये लाइन पढ़ो, ध्यान से पढ़ो. Or any other person in respect of which he is assessable. For example, I'll give a practical example only. Shiva Teja has got a son. My son is about 5 years old. In another few days, he will turn 5 years old. Is he major or minor? माइनर. माइनर का इनकम खुद टैक्स पे करेगा क्या? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? क्लबिंग. वंडरफुल. इनकम ऑफ माइनर इज क्लब्ड इन द हैंड्स ऑफ पेरेंट. ऑफ कोर्स इफ माइनर गेट्स सम इनकम आउट ऑफ हिज ओन स्किल, टैलेंट, मैनुअल वर्क, नो क्लबिंग. सुनिए वाला वर्ड. हाँ, डिटेल में बात करिए जब हम क्लबिंग में जाएंगे. करेक्ट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? नाउ टेल मी, फॉर शिवा तेजा's माइनर सन इनकम, हु इज असेसेबल? Shiva Teja is assessable. अभी पढ़ो बेटा, वो लाइन पढ़ो, आ जाएगा आपको आंसर. Every person that is Shiva Teja in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up for assessment of income or loss, or any other person, my son, my chotu, in respect of which I am assessable. He मतलब मेरा बेटा नहीं, मैं. For my son I am assessable. For my son I am responsible. If my son gets some income which is not out of skill, talent and all, I am supposed to pay tax, no? अगर वो पे नहीं करेगा, मैं पे नहीं करूंगा, तो मुझे पकड़ेंगे ना यार फिर. You are getting my point? Excellent. Don't write. Wait for 2 minutes. I'll close this. One more point is there. Deemed assessee. सर ये वर्ड सुने क्या कभी? डीम्ड. बहुत खतरनाक वर्ड है ये डीम्ड. डेंजर वर्ड है डीम्ड. व्हाट इज डीम्ड? हाँ, मान लिया जाएगा. एग्जैक्टली. जस्ट फॉर एग्जाम्पल्स, आपका दोनों नाम क्या दोस्त? आदित्य. So for example, let's say our friend Adit is sitting at home. He told his mother, Ma, I'll go to my bedroom, lock my bedroom, and next 5-6 hours, I'll study so extensively, you should not come and disturb me. वो अपना फोन लिया, अंदर गया. वो अंदर क्या कर रहा है सिर्फ उसको पता है, उसके फोन को पता है. Now tell me, outside mother, what should you think? Assume that you are studying. You are deemed to be studying. That word is deemed. Correct, my dear friends? Deemed assessee, classic example I'll give. Agent of non-resident. Since it is practically not possible to catch non-resident, we'll catch his agent. And agent only is deemed to be an assessee. I hope you got this word called deemed assessee, my dear friends. Speak out, my dear friends. चलो बेटा क्या क्या पढ़े हम लोग, कौन सी सेक्शन पढ़ रहे हम लोग, by the way? 2.7, which defines what is assessee. Very, very important. Assessee means every person who is liable to pay tax and includes every person in respect of whom proceedings are taken up for assessment of his income or loss or any other person in respect of which he is assessable. Number 2, deemed assessee. Third वाला बहुत ही डेंजर वर्ड है सर, ये बहुत खतरनाक वर्ड है. This is something like a Bharat Ratna title. Assessee in default. Assessee in default. And this word assessee in default, my dear friends, covers 3 cases. Case number 1, person who has not done TDS. I'll ask you one question. Example, Expert Academy is paying 10 lakh rupees to Shiva Teja. Should expert do any TDS? कितना परसेंट?
10%.
कौन सा सेक्शन?
194.
हाँ बोलो. 194 तक तो ठीक है. 194J payment to a professional. There's number 194J TDS should be done at the rate of 10%. So when expert is paying 10 lakhs to Shiva Teja, they should do 10% 1 lakh TDS and pay only balance to me, sir. If they don't do TDS and pay me entire 10 lakhs, I am very happy. But they are regarded as assessee in default. Clear, my dear friends? अब second case देखो बेटा. Person who has done TDS but not paid to government. इधर तो गवर्नमेंट का ईगो और हट होगा. भैया तू नहीं किया तो अलग बात हो गया, मेरा नाम लेके तू काट दिया और गवर्नमेंट को पे किया ही नहीं. क्लियर है सर? And let me tell you one point out of discussion for this, but still let me tell you, if a person does not do TDS, interest rate is 1% per month. If we do TDS but not pay to government, interest rate is 1.5% per month. ईगो हर्ट होगी ना सर? सर आदमी का मतलब हम लोग अल्टीमेटली इंडियंस है यार, अपने अंदर इतना ईगो रहता है ऑटोमेटिकली. वो बोल रहा है भैया तू TDS काटा नहीं तो 1% इंटरेस्ट भर, तू काट के जेब में रखेगा रे, भर 1% इंटरेस्ट. You're getting my point? So we are ultimately Indians, sir. We carry that ego. Nothing can be done. Everybody has that ego. For example, you're walking. Suddenly somebody has hit you and went. Okay? Immediately you turn and told, oh, sorry. What will you tell? It's okay, no problem. Correct? No? Because of reaction what he gave. He has hit and turned and told. क्या बोलेंगे? उसको उल्टा घुमा के मार के छोड़ेंगे. बराबर ना यार? ईगो तो हट होगा ना यार? अब आप मुझे बोलो उसको उल्टा घुमा के मारेंगे तो आपका दर्द कम होगा क्या? नहीं, सुकून तो मिलेगी ना? Ego satisfied होगा ना यार. That's what I was trying to say, that all that, keeping that ego story aside, the concept what I want to remember is that interest rate if TDS is not done is how much percent? 1%. If TDS is done but not paid, 1.5% per month or part thereof. ये बहुत डेंजर वर्ड है. इनकम टैक्स बहुत खतरनाक है यार. एटलीस्ट जीएसटी तो बहुत थोड़ा बेटर है. वो बोलता है 18%, बट स्टिल बेटर है, क्योंकि अगर एक दिन डिले है तो एक दिन का ही इंटरेस्ट लगेगा. 10 दिन डिले 10 दिन का इंटरेस्ट लगेगा. When they say 20th is the due date for GST or 3B, you file on 21st, they will charge 1 day interest. करेक्ट है ना सर? बट इनकम टैक्स TDS बोलता है एक दिन का डिले है, 1 month इंटरेस्ट पे करो. Because they use the word 1% per month or part thereof. That is a very dangerous word. You're getting my point, everybody? Speak out. Yes, sir. One last point, then we can write this. चलो बेटा, first वाला क्या point लिखा हम? Person who has not done TDS. Assessee in default की बात कर रहा हूं. Assessee in default, there are 3 cases. Number 1, person who has not done TDS. Number 2, person who has done TDS but not paid to government. Number 3, person who failed to pay advance tax. और टैक्स, नॉर्मल टैक्स या एडवांस टैक्स? सुनिए वर्ड एडवांस टैक्स किसको भरना पड़ता है? एडवांस टैक्स? अरे नहीं यार, कंपनी नहीं है आंसर। जिसका भी टैक्स लायबिलिटी 10,000 के ऊपर है, 10,000 टैक्स लायबिलिटी जिसका भी 10,000 के ऊपर है, उनको एडवांस टैक्स पे करना पड़ता है इन इंस्टॉलमेंट्स। ड्यू डेट, हाउ मच परसेंट, विल टॉक सेपरेटली, अभी नहीं, उसका टेंशन मतलब बात करेंगे। आई नो, आई एम श्योर यू गाइस आर लिटिल वीक इन द टॉपिक्स, आई अंडरस्टूड, चेहरे से दिख रहा है वो, बात करेंगे, ठीक है ना बेटा? यहां तक क्लियर है? बोलो मुझे 225 क्या है? इंडिया 231%, 27 एग्जैक्टली। सर इफ यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इनकम टैक्स, if you have to understand income tax, how many sources are there for income tax? In exam one time question has come, what are the sources of income tax law? We have only 5 sources. Number 1, Income Tax Act 1961. Number 2, Income Tax Rules 1962. Number 3, Annual Finance Act. How does Finance Act come into picture? अरे फाइनेंस एक्ट आता कैसे? हाँ, बजट। हु विल प्रेजेंट? फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर। विच डेट? फर्स्ट डे ऑफ फरवरी एवरी ईयर फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर विल प्रेजेंट द बजट। बजट क्या होगा उसके बाद? प्रेजेंट करने के बाद अप्रूव, कौन अप्रूव करेगा? लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा। देन दैट बजट विल बिकम फाइनेंस बिल, देन इट इज साइंड बाय मोदी, president. Sure? Exactly. Finance bill is signed by president, then it becomes finance act. समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? Everybody? चलो, what is the first phase? Budget. Presented in the parliament. It's approved by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Generally say Lok Sabha first and then Rajya Sabha. Then once it approved, it becomes a finance bill. Then it is signed by president. It becomes a finance act. Clear है बेटा? अपने एग्जाम को कौन सा फाइनेंस एक्ट एप्लीकेबल क्या है वो सब बाद में बोलूंगा मैं, 5 मिनट के बाद, रुक जाओ। So first source is what? Income Tax Act 1961. Second source, Income Tax Rules 1962. Third वाला, Annual Finance Act. फिर fourth one is called Circulars and Notifications, which are technically given by CBDT. CBIT, yeah. CBIC is for indirect tax. Here it is CBDT. What is CBDT full form? Central Board पे रुक गया क्यों दोस्त? Central Board of Direct Taxes. They give circulars and notification. Circulars are more of clarificatory in nature. Notification is only to notify some rate or some rule. Exactly. Last one is judicial pronouncements. Judicial pronouncement basically means the rulings given by High Court or Supreme Court. And any ruling given by High Court is applicable only in that state. And if a ruling is given by Supreme Court, it is applicable to entire India. Because Supreme Court is also known as Apex Court of India. It's known as the law of the land. Sune words? Excellent. Come on, tell me guys, what are the 5 sources of income tax law? Income Tax Act 1961, Income Tax Rules 1962, Annual Finance Act, annual word add karo, Annual Finance Act, Circulars and Notification, Judicial Pronouncements. What is section 225A? India 231%, 27. How many sources are there for income tax law? What are those 5? Income Tax Act 1961, Income Tax Rules 1962, Annual Finance Act, Circulars and Notification, Judicial Pronouncements. Judicial Pronouncements. Don't say the word rulings given. अरे ये सब local language है यार, थोड़ा better language use करेंगे ना? क्या है वो better language? Judicial Pronouncements. That's it. Getting clarity? Everybody? This definition is clear, 27 for all of us? Just take it, come on, quick. Check, hello. So which section defines assessee? 2.7. So generally assessee means any person who is liable to pay tax and includes person in respect of whom proceedings have been taken up for assessment of income or loss, or any other person in respect of which he is assessable. Second point, deemed assessee. Third point, assessee in default. And assessee in default further covers 3 cases. Kya beta 3 cases? First one, person who has not done TDS. Number 2, person who has done TDS but not paid to government. Number 3, person who failed to pay advance tax or tax. That's it. Friends, getting clarity everybody? Chalo. Moving forward, my dear friends, the fundamental chargeability section of income tax is section 4, my dear friends. Which is what section? Chargeability section, which says income earned by an assessee during the previous year, income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. So what is the word I wrote? Income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. First of all, can you please tell me what is the meaning of this word income? This is defined by section 224, which clearly says income covers all types of income like business income, house property, capital gains, other sources, everything is covered. And it also covers subsidies received from the government. Income includes subsidies from what, sir? Government. Abhi bolo beta. Income earned by an assessee. Do we know who is an assessee? Which section? 2.7. We know that already? Right. Income earned by an assessee during the income earned by an assessee during the previous year. Guys, what is previous year? Exactly. That is defined by section 234 and section 3, which clearly says year in which income is earned. Year in which income is earned. And it need not always be 12 months. Because if you start business in middle of the year, if you start business in what, sir? Middle of the year, it will be for less than 12 months. Correct, my dear friends? Exactly. So, for example, I'll ask you one question. If you start the business on 10th of January, you will close the books of accounts when?
Next year, March. Next year.
Okay, I'll ask one question. We started the business on 10th Jan 2022. When will you close the books of accounts? 31st March 2022. Not 23, मेरे भाई, 22 है वो. Please understand that we will start the books of accounts from when we commence the business. We will end the books of accounts in the immediately following 31st March. Next year 31st March तक नहीं जाएंगे. गलत आंसर है वो. This question came in exam so many times. In fact, if you see my material, first question is that only. You are getting my point, everybody? Please, you will never close the books of accounts on 31st March 23. We will close books of accounts on 31st March 22. Immediately following 31st March. Okay? Now I'll ask you one more question. You started business on 10th December 21. Club close करेंगे बेटा books? 22. Same answer only. That's all right. दोस्त, I know what your brain is telling. हमेशा 21 है तो 22 देखो, 22 है तो 23 देखो. ऐसा नहीं ना लॉजिक. नहीं, कंपनी लॉ 15 months का कहानी अलग है पूरा का पूरा. That is different story altogether. हाँ, company law is different story, 15 months. That is different. But income tax law only says previous year assessment year. चलो. Previous year means what? Year in which income is earned. Assessment year क्या है बेटा? It is defined by section 2.9, which says year in which previous year income is taxable नहीं बेटा, chargeable to tax. बोलो बेटा क्या लिखे हम? Year in which previous year income is chargeable to tax. In exam this question has come, students have wrote nonsense answer telling that assessment year is the year in which tax is paid. वो गलत आंसर है, वो गलत आंसर है, 101% wrong answer, because more or less we pay tax and advance tax in previous year only. That is not the answer, no. Assessment year is not the year in which tax is paid. Assessment year is the year in which previous year income is chargeable to tax. That should be the answer, no. You're getting my point, everybody? So my dear friends, please don't write that word year in which tax is paid. Please write the word year in which previous year income is chargeable to tax. Clear beta? Chalo, what is section 4? Chargeability section. Don't worry, it takes little time, but we'll take everything, no problem. God has given a great brain, let's utilize. Come on, income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in current year. क्या है यार ये current year क्या है? कौन बोला ये current year word? And this assessment year will always be 12 months. Correct, no? Now I will ask you one question, think properly and tell me. Sir, if previous year is 16-17, what will be assessment year? 17? Okay. If previous year is 17-18, what will be assessment year? That is the reason why we say that every financial year will act as both PY and AY. I hope you understood that language. Every financial year will act as both PY as well as what, my dear friends? AY. Beta bolo.
Yes, sir.
I hope you are getting clarity on this point, everybody. Friends, please reply, come on.
Yes, sir.
Every financial year will act as what? Both PY as well as AY. Correct, my dear friends? Now I'll ask you one question. When are you writing your exam? November?
22.
इसमें कोई डाउट तो है नहीं? Right. For your exam, what do you think is the previous year first of all? For your exam, what is the previous year? For your exam, previous year will be 21-22. Assessment year will be 22-23. Keep that point in mind very clearly. And for your exam, amendments of Finance Act 2022 will not apply. You understand what I'm talking? If somebody says study that, you tell them all the best for May 23 exam. You are clear with what I'm telling? Because इसके पीछे एक logic है. I mean, because why I told this point is sometimes I keep seeing students that they keep asking their friends, दोस्त अपने एग्जाम के लिए कौन सा फाइनेंस एक्ट अप्लीकेबल होगा, वो बोल रहा है ये अप्लाई होगा, ये बोल रहा है वो अप्लाई होगा, क्या होगा? भाई बेसिक सा लॉजिक है that the year in which you write exam, that year Finance Act will not apply to you. When you're writing in 22, no, 22 Finance Act will not apply to you. You will study Finance Act 21. Finance Act 21 gives rates for financial year 21-22, previous year 21-22, assessment year 22-23. Clear? What is section 225A? India. 27? 29? Assessment year. 231? Percent. 234? Previous year. Section 3? Previous year. Don't think why two sections are there. 234 says previous year means previous year as defined in section 3. नाटक समझे उसका? सर हर सेक्शन पीछे मैं लॉजिक बोल सकता हूं आपको, टेंशन मत लो. I mean because since last 11-12 years, almost 11 years over now. Since last 11 years I'm teaching only one subject, that is tax. So there's no doubt about it that I will definitely tell you logic behind sections, where it is coming, how it is coming and all. Yeah, previous year means the year in which income is earned. 234 previous year. Section 3 previous year. Section 4 chargeability section. Clear?
Yes, sir.
लिख लो. I'll wait 2 minutes. Come on. हाँ? लिखना क्या? हाँ, आदत हो गया यार. बेटा हो गया? यस, चलो डन. बिफोर आई प्रोसीड, बोलो बेटा. 27, 225A, 29 assessment year, 231 percent, 234 section 3, section 4, 224 income. Very good. दोस्तों यहां तक क्लियर है बेटा? Everybody? Now listen. When I say that section 4 is the chargeability section which talks about income earned in previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year, for which there are some exceptions. When I say exception, what does that mean? Against the basic rule. What is the basic rule? Previous year का income assessment year chargeable to tax हो जाएगा. Exception means what? Basic rule के against है, मतलब क्या? Income earned in previous year is chargeable to tax in previous year itself. इसके पीछे लॉजिक है. First point, there are 5 points in this. First point talks about shipping business of non-resident. This fellow is doing shipping business, wants to take one ship and get out of India. Law is telling get out, but pay tax and get out. You're getting my point, everybody? This is section 172. Second point, persons leaving India. Persons क्या बेटा? Leaving India permanently or for long time. When I say long time, that means 10 days trip. Then technically long time means more than 1 year, because this fellow will not come back. No, law is telling जा भैया तेरे को जिधर जाने जा. एक बंदा बोल रहा है मैं 10 साल दुबई जा रहा हूं. जाओ भाई, मना थोड़ी नहीं है, जा, बट टैक्स पे करके जा. यू माइट गेट वन डाउट, सर इनकम टैक्स को कैसा मालूम पड़ेगा हम 10 साल जा रहे हैं? Exactly. For every person who is going to foreign, passport nahi. Passport is given by our country. Passport is given by our country. Visa is given by the foreign country in which they basically give permission to enter their country. And every visa has got a validity. And if the visa is for a longer duration, in the immigration counter in the international airport, that fellow will ask, please get ITCC, that is income tax clearance certificate. Then he will tell, I will allow you to pass through immigration counter. वरना निकल फुट यहाँ से. समझ गए? प्रैक्टिकल है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि एक्ट में कुछ तो पॉइंट है, प्रैक्टिकल थोड़ी ना होगा. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, प्रैक्टिकली होता है. क्लियर है बेटा? चलो बड़ा फर्स्ट पॉइंट नॉन रेजिडेंट. सेकंड पॉइंट, ये भाई साहब के बारे में अपन कल डिटेल में बात करेंगे. वी विल टॉक इन डिटेल अबाउट दिस क्रेजी फेलो कॉल्ड नॉन रेजिडेंट. रेजिडेंट स्टेटस पहले बहुत सिंपल था, अब बहुत खतरनाक है और स्पेशल पॉइंट्स भी बहुत है. बट इफ यू गेट ए क्लैरिटी यू विल इजीली गेट द आंसर. चलो बड़ा फर्स्ट पॉइंट, shipping business of non-resident. And in this case, one point what they told is, don't apply too much of brain. They straight away told 7.5% of turnover. This is deemed to be income. 7.5% tax नहीं है बेटा. 7.5% of turnover is deemed to be income. उस पर टैक्स कैलकुलेट करो, पे करो, बाय, जाओ. क्लियर है? सेकंड पॉइंट क्या है बेटा? Person leaving India permanently or for long time. Third point, AOP, BOI, AJP, which is formed for a short duration or purpose. When I say short duration, what do you think is the duration? Good. Students became smart. They are applying logic. Less than 1 year. एक्ट क्या बोल रहा है? भैया तू बंद कर, निकल, कोई बात नहीं, बट टैक्स पे करके निकल. तो लॉजिक की बात नहीं है ये तो. सो क्लियर माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? फोर्थ पॉइंट टॉक्स अबाउट persons likely to transfer property. Persons likely to transfer property to avoid tax. Let me give an example for this point also. सुनो दोस्तों, सुनो एक सेकंड सुनो. Sir, imagine Shiva Teja is owner of a property, okay, and my income is more than 10 lakh. If my income is more than 10 lakhs, on excess of 10 lakh, I should pay 30% tax. अरे बोलो बेटा. मेरा एक दोस्त है रवि तेजा करके, एग्जाम्पल. आई हैव गॉट वन क्लोज फ्रेंड कॉल्ड रवि तेजा, जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल. हिज इनकम इज 0. मैंने क्या किया, मेरे टेनेंट को जो किराए पे है उसको बोला रेंट एक्चुअली 6 लाख रुपए है और लेट्स से रेंट इज 4 लाख. मैंने उसको बता दिया भैया तू एक काम कर, 4 लाख रेंट ना मुझे मत दे, मैं तेरे से साल में एक ही बार लूंगा, I told him I'll not pay rent daily, I'll not take daily basis, monthly basis, I will take only year end. Now what I have done is 25th of March, I transfer property to Raviteja. 4th April, I took it back from him. And rent is due on 31st March. 31st March, who is the owner? Raviteja. Rent किसके पास जा रहे हैं? Government is selling. शिवतेजा नाटक मत कर. You are trying to transfer property to avoid tax. सबसे पहले तू ही taxable है. उससे ऊपर please pay tax in the previous year only. हमारे साथ games नहीं खेलने का. समझ में आ रहा है सर? What are all these exceptions to which section? 4. What is section 4? Chargeability section. What does it say? Income earned in previous year. Income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. उसमें कितने सारे section है? Income is 224. Assessee is 27. Assessee means a person. Person means 231. Previous year 234. Section 3. Assessment year 29. In one line there are so many sections. Clear everybody? चलो done. Last वाला point then you can write down. ये तो simple सी point है. Explain करने का भी जरूरत नहीं है. Discontinued business. बीच में बंद करके जा रहे हैं. जाओ भैया, मना थोड़ी है. Tax पे कर और निकल. How many exceptions are there? 5. What is section numbers for that? 172, 174, 174A, 175, 176. हो गया बेटा? So what is section 4? Come on, what is chargeability section say? Income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. Income earned by an assessee during the previous year is chargeable to tax in assessment year. Correct, my dear friends? How many exceptions are there? What are those 5? Shipping business of non-resident. Then person leaving India permanently or for long time. Then AOP, BOI, AJP formed for short duration or purpose. Then persons likely to transfer property to avoid tax. What is the last one? Discontinued business. 172, 174, 174A, 175, 176. Clear beta? 27. Assessee. अरे कौन से कहाँ से लिंक कर रहे हैं यार? 225A. 231. Section 3. Previous year. क्या बात है? Section 4. Chargeability section. 176. Discontinued business. 173. नहीं है. Invent मत कर. नहीं है. 172. Shipping business of non-resident. 174. Permanently or for long time. 174A. AOP, BOI, AJP formed for short duration or purpose. 175. Person likely to transfer property to avoid tax. Correct, no, my dear friends? This point came in exam so many times. Exceptions to section 4. One crazy student wrote, person likely to transfer tax to avoid property. कुछ भी लिखेंगे यार, सोचो, बेसिक कॉमन सेंस अप्लाई करके लिखो यार आंसर. क्लियर है बेटा? एवरीबॉडी डन. वंडरफुल. Now, my dear friends, I'll tell you an interesting concept. Listen carefully. Sir, there is a golden rule of income tax, which is one of the most important language, golden rule of income tax, which clearly says all revenue receipts. कौन सा रिसिप्ट बेटा? All revenue receipts are taxable. All revenue receipts are taxable unless exempt. And all capital receipts. बोलो बेटा, you have an answer. Are exempt? Wonderful. I am sure you know my next question also. Now, what is revenue receipt? What is capital receipt? बोलो बेटा. Example मत दो. Don't give me an example. अगर कोई रिसिप्ट कैपिटल इन नेचर है, वो पक्का एग्जम्प्ट है, अनलेस स्पेसिफिकली टैक्सेबल. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट्स? मतलब जो कैपिटल गेन में जाता है वो कैपिटल गेन में जाता है, और रेवेन्यू का आइटम है कुछ, वो तो 100% टैक्सेबल है ही, अनलेस इट इज कवर्ड इन एग्जम्पशन. समझ गए मैडम आप? अब मुझे बोलो रेवेन्यू रिसिप्ट होता क्या है? हाँ, बिजनेस रिसिप्ट. आप एग्जाम्पल बोल रहे हैं वापस अभी. नॉर्मल कोर्स ऑफ एक्ट. अच्छा, शिवा तेजा को टीचिंग इनकम आ रहा है, रेवेन्यू कैपिटल है? अच्छा, मैंने प्रॉपर्टी बेच दिया, प्रॉपर्टी पे रेंट आ रहा है, प्रॉपर्टी पे रेंट आ रहा है तो कैपिटल? अरे हाउस प्रॉपर्टी इनकम क्यों बोल रहे हैं यार आप? मैं क्या पूछा आपसे? ऐसा है क्या? कैपिटल है तो हाउस प्रॉपर्टी नहीं जाएगा, रेवेन्यू तो जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ है क्या? रेंट आ रहा है तो रेवेन्यू होगा, कैपिटल होगा? रेवेन्यू इन नेचर. So basic fundamental logic you have to get. Whenever I say revenue receipt is what we get from the source. Capital receipt is what we get by losing the source. If I have a property, from the property if I get rent, that becomes a revenue receipt. It is not a capital receipt. Correct my dear friends? अगर मैं property बेच दिया, then what I get is a capital receipt. You are getting my point everybody? Revenue receipt is what we get from a source. Capital receipt is what we get from losing a source. Getting my point everybody? Technically we say revenue receipt is what we get from a source, capital receipt is what we get from sterilization of a profit earning source. Sterilization means losing that source. I didn't tell that word because I don't want to trouble you, but general meaning is what we get from the source is revenue, what we get by losing the source is capital. And what is the golden rule of income tax? All revenue receipts are taxable unless exempt, and all capital receipts are exempt unless taxable. Correct my dear friends? Now tell me one small point which I'll ask you. In accounts, if Shiva Teja gets rental income, where will you show? P&L account. If Shiva Teja sold an asset, I got some profit, where will you show? प्रॉफिट आए तो P&L में जाएगा. अरे बोलो यार, असेट तो बैलेंस शीट से माइनस हो जाएगा, पर जो प्रॉफिट आएगा वो तो P&L में आएगा ना यार. लॉस आए तो डेबिट साइड, प्रॉफिट आए तो क्रेडिट साइड. सिंपल सी बात है. Accounting goes purely on logic, which says accounting is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing financial statements. ये तो accounting का प्रिंसिपल है. But income tax is, we are very different. Income tax is, your accounting is an art, but tax is smart. It says, under income tax, we'll divide income into 5 heads of income. Salaries, house property, PGBP. PGBP full form क्या है बेटा? Business or profession. Now tell me, why did they classify into 5 heads of income? Why did they classify into 5 heads of income? तो फिर ऐसा क्यों बोलना? तो कुछ और भी बोल सकते ना. नहीं, इसके पीछे एक लॉजिक है. फॉर एवरी हेड ऑफ इनकम देयर इज अ डिफरेंट कंप्यूटेशन मैकेनिज्म. इन हाउस प्रॉपर्टी वी टेक 30% स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन. डू वी टेक इट इन कैपिटल गेन? डू वी टेक इट इन सैलरी? सैलरी बोलते भैया 30% नहीं, 50,000 देंगे हम, ले ले बस, नहीं चाहिए तो वो भी भूल जा, आ जा न्यू स्कीम. समझ गए आप लोग मेरे लॉजिक? आई होप यू आर गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. सिंपल सी बात. सैलरी का एग्जामिशन अलग है, हाउस पार्टी का एग्जामिशन अलग है. आप बोलेंगे चिल्ड्रन एजुकेशन अलाउंस 100 रुपीज पर मंथ पर चाइल्ड, मैक्सिमम 2 चिल्ड्रन. क्या आएगा रे 100 रुपए में? पॉपकॉर्न भी नहीं आता 100 रुपए में. बट इनकम टैक्स बोलता है 100 रुपए का एग्जामिशन है. 2 बच्चे 3 है तो क्या करना? भूल जाओ एक को. एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव ओनली वन एग्जाम्पल. So getting my point, everybody? So speak out. At least nowadays people have got that mindset. 1K, 2K, 2 kids is okay, but earlier cricket teams, extra players, कुछ काम ही नहीं है लोगों के पास. हाँ, स्टैंड बाई. इसलिए उन्होंने बोला है लीव ट्रायल असिस्टेंस सेक्शन 10(5) सिर्फ 2 ही बच्चों को देंगे एग्जामिशन. करेक्ट ना? अगर एक साथ 2 आए तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. लॉ बोलता है ठीक है दोनों का ले लो एग्जामिशन. अरे याद है कुछ? बात करेंगे जब सैलरी में जाएंगे और डिटेल में बात करेंगे. क्लियर नो? टुडेज इंट्रोडक्शन नो, सो आई विल नॉट ट्रबल यू मच इन दोज एरियाज, बट विल गो मोर डिटेल. चलो, all 5 heads of income. When we classify into 5 heads of income, under every head of income there is a different computation mechanism. Clear my dear friends? And all 5 heads of income together we call it as gross total income. Section 14 defines what is gross total income. All 5 heads of income combined together we'll call it as GTI, gross total income. What are 5 heads of income? Salaries, house property, PGBP, capital gains, other sources. And according to me, how much ever PGBP is important, other sources that much important. How much ever salaries is important, house property is that much important. So you cannot generalize saying that this topic is only important. Because I'll tell you, lot of times in exam, many times it happened. House property came for 8 marks, capital gains came for 8 marks. स्टूडेंट क्या करता है? कैपिटल गेन्स, ओ सेक्शन 45, 54, घर बेच दिया, घर खरीद लिया, 54, लैंड बेच लिया, घर खरीद लिया, 54F, बॉन्ड्स खरीद लिया, 54EC, मैक्सिमम 50 लाख. इतना मेहनत करके हम कैपिटल गेन्स पढ़ेंगे. हाउस प्रॉपर्टी में जब आएंगे उधर सीधा बोलेंगे म्युनिसिपल वैल्यू, फेयर वैल्यू, विच एवर इज लोअर, स्टैंडर्ड रेंट, हाइयर, GAV, NAV, रे. All reactions will start coming. Correct, no? So don't give a priority to one topic. Give equal importance to other topics. Clear, my dear friends? All 5 heads of income combined, what do we get? Gross total income. Which section, beta? Section 14. ठीक है? 2 मिनट लिखो मत कुछ भी. I'll explain the whole story. Clear? From gross total income, when we get gross total income, to that gross total income, we also do clubbing. We also do set off and carry forward of losses. Set off and carry forward, I'll make you write 10-15 points. Principles for set off, carry forward. अगर वो आपको पता है, any problem you can solve. I can challenge on this. 10-15 points I will tell what principles you have to keep in mind. That principles you know, any question you can solve. Clear, my dear friends? चलो बेटा, खत्म नहीं हुआ कहानी, रुक जाओ. From gross total income, we reduce deductions. Under? ओई, ETC क्या? चुप. Chapter 6A. उसके अंदर है ATC, CCC, CCD, सुने क्या? D, DD, DDB, E, EA, G, GG, GG, GGB, GGC, QQB, RRB, TT, TTB. ये सब सेक्शन नंबर से जो हम पढ़ेंगे. अपना टाइम, I mean डिडक्शंस का टाइम आएगा, टेंशन मत लो. ठीक है बेटा? And in this deduction, my dear friends, there are 2 types of deduction. Don't write, just listen. Deduction, payment based. Payment based. This payment based deduction, directly we will reduce. Example, life insurance premium, medical insurance premium. पता है ना सर? ATC, ATD, सुनिए ना वर्ड्स. ATC का लिमिट कितना है बेटा मैक्सिमम? 1,50,000. सुना है? थोड़ा थोड़ा याद आ रहा है? हाँ, ऐसा फीलिंग तो आ रहा है ना? हाँ, एटलीस्ट वो फीलिंग तो आना चाहिए. बेसिक प्लीज कम ऑन. अदर वन इज इनकम बेस्ड. व्हाट बेस्ड सर? If it is income based, first show it as income and then take deduction. Classic example, ATTTA, my favorite section, interest on savings bank account. First entire interest whatever we get, we show under income from other sources. Then the deduction what we get is interest or 10,000, whichever is lower. सुने क्या ATTT है? सबसे खतरनाक सेक्शन है. और स्टूडेंट इतना भूल जा रहे हैं यार, एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन बहुत बार आ रहा है. दे आर यूजिंग द वर्ड इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिपॉजिट. इंटरेस्ट ऑन स्टूडेंट इज टेकिंग ATTTA. नॉनसेंस आंसर. डिपॉजिट, हर डिपॉजिट सेविंग्स बैंक इंटरेस्ट होता है क्या? डिपॉजिट मतलब FD भी हो सकता है ना, वो सेविंग्स बैंक बोले क्या? Unless question says savings bank, don't assume it is a savings bank. You're getting my logic, everybody? All of us, my dear friends? Chalo beta, come on. From GTI, what do we reduce? Deductions. Under chapter 6A. Once we reduce the deductions, my dear friends, what we get is total income. And this total income, rounded off as per section 288A. I will show you cinema, sir. बाहुबली 1 and 2 दोनों मिलकर दिखाऊंगा मैं, ठीक है ना? 288A, the total income he gets, and on this total income we will apply the tax rates and then calculate. Sorry, small change. We'll apply the tax rates and then we will compute tax, and that tax rounded off as per section 288B, and it says please round off to nearest multiple of 10 rupees. If it is 646, क्या करेंगे? 650, 649, 650, 644, 640, 645, 50, 5 and above, next 10, below 5, previous 10. But don't apply this 10 rupees logic in GST. GST बोलता है 644, बोलते हो 644, जीरो मत करो, ठीक है बेटा? उधर ऐसा कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है कि राउंड ऑफ नियरेस्ट मल्टीपल ऑफ 10 रुपीज. आप लेके मत आओ, वो अलग है, ये अलग है. क्लियर माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? आप सीधा जाके बोलेंगे सेक्शन 27 असेसी, सेक्शन 7 सप्लाई, भैया वो अलग है, ये अलग है. क्लियर नो? डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड, प्लीज गेट कन्विंस्ड. आर वी क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? बेटा इधर आपको आपका इनकम टैक्स पूरा सिलेबस दिख रहा है ना? सैलरी, HP, PGP, कैपिटल सिलेबस में है, डिडक्शन सिलेबस में है, क्लबिंग सेट ऑफ सिलेबस में है, एग्जैक्टली. और जब टैक्स कैलकुलेट करेंगे ना, फ्रॉम द टैक्स पेएबल विल रिड्यूस TDS, TCS, विल आल्सो रिड्यूस एडवांस टैक्स. करेक्ट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? फ्रॉम दिस टैक्स पेएबल, फ्रॉम दिस व्हाट सर? टैक्स पेएबल, we will reduce TDS, TCS, and we'll also reduce advance tax what you paid. Then you will get balance some figure. This balance what you get is called self-assessment tax, which we pay at the time of filing return of income. Self-assessment tax is the tax paid at the time of filing return of income. Section 140 capital A. ठीक है बेटा? एनीवेज क्लियर नो? यहां तक सब कुछ समझ में आए? व्हाट इज सेक्शन 27 बेटा? असेसी. 29 असेसमेंट ईयर. गुड, इसको क्लैरिटी आ गया अभी. 231 परसेंट, 234 PY, सेक्शन 3 प्रीवियस ईयर, सेक्शन 4 चार्जेबिलिटी सेक्शन. हाउ मेनी एक्सेप्शंस आर देयर? बोलो बेटा क्या क्या है? Shipping business of non-resident, person living India permanently or for long time, AOP, BOI, AJP formed for short duration or purpose, person likely to transfer property to avoid tax, discontinued. Excellent. Section 14. GTI कैसे आएगा? GTI 5 heads of income. 5 heads of income जब ज्वाइन करेंगे तब GTI आएगा. What are 5 heads of income? Salary, HP, PGBP, capital gains, other sources. When I combine 5 heads of income, what we get is gross total income. From that we take deduction of chapter 6A. What are the two types of deduction? Payment based, income based. Payment based directly take deduction. Income based take it as income, then take it as deduction. Income based classic example is ATTTA, interest on savings bank account. If you get 12,000 interest, 12,000 will show as income under income from other sources, but deduction I will take only 10,000 because ATTTA limit is 10,000 maximum. बराबर है बेटा? Once we take deductions, what we get is total income, which will round off to this multiple of 10 rupees. As per section 288A, on the total income, we'll calculate tax liability. From the tax liability, we'll reduce TDS and TCS. We'll also reduce advance tax. Balance is the net tax payable or refundable. If it's refund, claim a refund. If it's not refund, pay the tax. And the balance tax, what you pay at the time of filing return of income, is known as self-assessment tax. Clear है बेटा? पिक्चर परफेक्ट? ये ले लो. Beta clear? Done. Let's take a short break for 5 minutes, then we'll start. Thank you. कैलकुलेटर सबके पास? check. Hello, check. Yes. Yeah, get back, my dear friends. Are you ready? Yes. So friends, please tell me what is section 2.7? Yeah, you had a short break. I'm sure you'll answer no. Bolo beta. 2.7. 2.9. Assessment year. 2.24. Income. 2.25a. Come on, India covers what? Territory, territorial waters, continental shelf, and exclusive economic zone. Then seabed, subsoil underlying such water, and airspace above territory and territorial waters. Good. 231. Percent. 234. Section 3. Section 4. Charitable section. 172. Shipping business of non-resident. 174. Person leaving India permanently or for long time. 174A. AOP, BOI, AJP formed for short duration or purpose. 175. Person likely to transfer property to avoid tax. 176. Discontinued business. 288A. Rounding off of income. 288B. Rounding off of tax. Section 14. Gross total income. इतना सब कुछ हो गया, सच में हो गया. अच्छा, क्लियर है ना बेटा? Can I proceed, my dear friends? Wonderful. Let's start discussion about something beautiful, that is about tax rates. The basic fundamental question which will definitely come in the exam, sure shot. Clear? First let's talk about individual, then we'll talk about others. And I'll give you 1-2 questions, please kindly solve them. ठीक है बेटा? हाँ, इंडिविजुअल बोलो बेटा, कितने कैटेगरी है? क्या है 3 कैटेगरी? Exactly. Normal, senior, super senior. बोलो बेटा, नॉर्मल का एज लिमिट कितना है? 0 to 60. रॉन्ग आंसर. 59. अब मैं रॉन्ग बोलने के बाद तो सही बोलेगा क्या? क्या है यार? सीनियर 59.5. ये क्या होता है यार? 60 to 80. रॉन्ग आंसर. सुपर सीनियर 80 एंड अबव. जब तक है जान. सिंपल हो गया ना यार बात? चलो बेटा बोलो, नॉर्मल का क्या सीन है? अप टू 2.5 lakhs nil. Sir, I'm talking about the normal tax rate. We are not talking about the special tax rate. That alternate tax regime of 115 BAC we'll talk later, not now. Okay, if you already know, very good, but don't let your brain think about that now. We will talk about 115 BAC last. Maybe after 10 days we'll talk, not now. ठीक है? बोलो बेटा, तो 2.5 lakhs क्या है बेटा? Nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh? 5%. So technically this 2.5 lakh we call it as a basic exemption limit. Clear है बेटा? 2.5 लाख तक कितना है? Nil. 2.5 से 5 लाख? 5%. And that is the reason why, my dear friends, in India, see, we have got 2 types of taxes called direct tax, indirect tax. I didn't tell you that because this is more of a revision batch. That's why I didn't tell that. But direct tax is a tax where impact and incidence is on same person. Indirect tax, impact and incidence is on different person. We do something called shifting of tax burden only in indirect tax. Correct, my dear friends? I'll ask one question, you think properly and tell me. Let's say I go to one showroom to buy one shirt. That fellow told GST rate is 12%. Now tell me, if Mukesh Ambani goes, what is the GST rate? If a beggar goes, Shivadeja goes, irrespective of the person, irrespective of our income, tax remains same. That's why we say indirect taxes are regressive in nature, but whereas direct taxes are progressive in nature. Higher the income, higher the tax. Lower the income, lower the tax. That's it. Okay na baat? Up to 2.5 lakhs, nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh, 5%. Then 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Excellent. More than 10 lakh, 30%. Basic logic तो सबके पास ही. Good. I'm happy. बोलो बेटा, इसका क्या सीन है? Up to 3 lakh, nil. 3 lakh to 5 lakh, 5%. बाकी सब कहानी सेम है. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakhs is always 30%. Up to 5 lakh. कितना बेटा? Nil. फिर क्या बेटा? 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Seriously? Good answer. About 10 lakh, 30%. Clear, my dear friends? And every individual, when I say this normal category also covers AOP, BOI, and also AJP, and also a non-resident irrespective of age. If there is some non-resident, my dear friends, who did not satisfy the basic condition 6-1, 182 days, 60 days, कल बात करेंगे, आज नहीं, कल बात करेंगे, ठीक है? That fellow non-resident, my dear friends, who did not satisfy any basic condition, that fellow, his age is 74, still will bring under normal category, will not bring under senior category. Correct, my dear friends? So non-resident, उसका age कितना भी हो, कहाँ पे जाएगा वो? Normal category. Getting clarity? So normal category also covers what? AOP, BOI, AJP, and also non-resident irrespective of age. Are we clear with this concept, everybody?
Yes, sir.
बेटा बोलना बेटा.
Yes, sir.
पक्का क्लियर है? सुनो, कहानी खत्म नहीं हुआ अभी. And every gentleman who is covered in any category and every person who is paying tax is required to pay something called health and education cess.
4%.
Of tax plus surcharge. Surcharge may apply, may not apply, but HEC will apply. Surcharge may apply, may not apply, but HEC will apply. बेटा बोलना बेटा मुझे सरचार्ज क्या रेट है, ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है बेटा. इंडिविजुअल का ही बात कर रहे हैं हम और किसी का बात नहीं कर रहे. बोलो. If total income is more than 50 lakh, does not exceed 1 crore, 10%. And if total income is more than 1 crore, does not exceed 2 crores, 15%. And if total income is more than 2 crore, does not exceed 5 crores, 25%. And if total income is more than
37%.
good, but some special point that even though rates of surcharge are like this, in case of dividend, 112A, 111A, for these three incomes, which incomes? Dividend income, 112A, 111A. What is the 112A, 111A? We'll talk. Okay? उसका स्टोरी बहुत है. आप सिंपल आंसर बोलेंगे मुझे पता है, LTCG, STCG उतना आंसर नहीं है, उसका बहुत डेप्थ है. Clear? For all these three incomes, maximum surcharge is
15%.
good. Perfect answer. Maximum surcharge is कितना बेटा? 15%. But it is important to know what is the 112A, 111A. Are we clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Chalo beta. I will come back there. Don't worry. First listen. When I talk about capital gains, we have got something called long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain. Barabar hai beta?
Yes, sir.
We have got long-term capital gain. We also have got short-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain, general rate is 20% under section 112. 112. But if there is a long-term capital gains on sale of equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund. Achha, first of all, by the way, long-term capital on sale of what, sir? Equity shares or units of what? Equity oriented mutual fund. First of all, what is a mutual fund? Don't tell subject to market risk. मत बोलो वो जवाब. बोलो म्यूचुअल फंड क्या है बेटा? इट्स बेसिकली कलेक्टिव इन्वेस्टमेंट स्कीम. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप सबके पास पैसा है, बट आपको पता नहीं है कहां पे लगाना है. मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है, पर मुझे पता है कहां पे लगाना है. मैं आप सबके पास पैसा लूंगा. आई इन्वेस्ट. इफ आई गेट प्रॉफिट, आई गिव यू प्रॉफिट. इफ आई गेट लॉस, आई गिव यू लॉस. दैट्स व्हाट इज सब्जेक्ट टू व्हाट रिस्क? मार्केट रिस्क. अब मुझे एक बात बोलो, विथ योर मनी, am I doing business or am I investing?
Investing.
That is why I'll not give you share, I'll give you unit. तो प्योर लॉजिकल बात है यार ये. आई विल गिव यू शेयर. मैं कुछ बिजनेस कर, कुछ धंधा करेंगे तो ना यार आपको ह्यूज शेयर देंगे. मैं कुछ बिजनेस ही नहीं कर रहा, कुछ धंधा ही नहीं है, सीधा पैसा लेके जाके इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं मैं, तो मैं आपको क्या शेयर दूं यहाँ पे? समझ गए आप? व्हाट विल आई गिव यू? यूनिट्स. मुझे क्या मिलेगा? एज अ फंड मैनेजर आई विल टेक कमीशन फ्रॉम यू बिकॉज आई एम म्यूचुअल फंड एजेंट. यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? एंड कमीशन इनकम इज टैक्सेबल अंडर पीजीबीपी. इनकम टैक्स एक ही बोलता है, भैया तू क्या करना है कर. इलीगल एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं, ड्रग्स सेल कर रहे हैं, कर, टैक्स पे कर, अंदर जा. अंदर जाने का सब बाद में देख लीजिए, पहले टैक्स तो चाहिए हमको. सर आई एम नॉट जोकिंग, बट देयर वन केस लॉ कॉल्ड डॉक्टर टीए कुरैशी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट रूलिंग. इस केस लॉ में क्या बताया? वन फेलो वाज डीलिंग इन हेरोइंस. हीरोइन नहीं, हेरोइंस. हेरोइन इज अ ड्रग. होता ना यार वो ड्रग्स, इतने पिक्चर में देखे हम लोग. हाँ, ही वाज डीलिंग इन ड्रग्स. इनकम टैक्स ऑफिसर caught him and asked whether, Supreme Court, this matter went, is it liable to pay tax or not? Supreme Court clarified, this is taxable because income is an income. There is no difference between legal income and illegal income. Income is an income. Even though the person is liable for other loss, income tax will still apply. You're getting my point? वो ये. Clear? Income Tax Act has not got any feelings and emotions. We know only one thing: tax, bus. No feelings and emotions. Getting my point? Yeah. What is that word we wrote now? Mutual fund means what we discussed. समझ गए मैडम आप कि हम शेयर क्यों नहीं देते, यूनिट देते और हमको कमीशन मिलता है. Units of equity oriented mutual fund. What is mutual fund? We discussed. Now tell me, what is equity oriented mutual fund? A mutual fund which invests at least 65% in equity shares of domestic company. Then we call the mutual fund as equity oriented mutual fund. You might ask, अगर 65% से कम है तो क्या होगा सर? उसको हम बोलेंगे debt oriented mutual fund. Debt oriented. We don't say debt, it's a debt. Be silent, correct no? Yeah, बोलो बेटा. Long term capital on sale of what? Equity shares. और units of क्या बेटा? Equity oriented mutual fund. Or units of a business trust. Business trust. That is also like a mutual fund only. Practically, we have got some concept called real estate investment trust. We call it as REITs. Real estate investment trust. REIT. REIT का लॉजिक क्या मैं समझाता हूं आपको. जस्ट सुनो ध्यान से, मजा आएगा आपको सुनने में. समझो एक प्रॉपर्टी है which is about 10 crores, but I have only 1 crore with me. I told all of you, 10 लोग हैं हम लोग, एक काम करो, सब लोग 1-1 करोड़ दो, हम साथ में मिलकर प्रॉपर्टी खरीदेंगे. आप बोलेंगे फिर शिवतेजा सर आपके नाम पे खरीदेंगे तो हमारा सिक्योरिटी क्या है? अगर आप भाग गए तो हमारे नाम पे खरीदो. मैं बोलूंगा सेम क्वेश्चन आई विल आल्सो आस्क यू. इफ यू रन अवे, better will create one trust, real estate investment trust. All of us will put money in that trust. Now trust will buy that asset, income will come to the trust, but trust will not pay tax. Members are taxable. Technically we call it as pass through income. Heard of one word in financial management called special purpose vehicle, SPV? It's a special, this trust is something like a special purpose vehicle which is created for the purpose of holding that asset. समझ रहे मैडम? समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? बोलो, come on. Long term capital on sale of what? लिखो मत, I'll give time. Don't worry because this is very important. I'll give time. Long term capital on sale of what? Equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund or units of
Business trust.
through recognized stock exchange on which STT is paid. बेटा STT क्या है? सिक्योरिटीज ट्रांजैक्शन टैक्स. प्रैक्टिकली ये नहीं पे करने का कोई ऑप्शन होता ही नहीं आपके पास, बिकॉज वेन एवर यू सेल द शेयर्स आपको एसटीटी कट के आपके पास पैसा आता है. सो नहीं पे करने का ऑप्शन किधर है मेरे दोस्त? समझ में आ रहा है ना? आपको ये ब्रोकरेज कमीशन और एसटीडी पूरा कट के आपके हाथ में आएगा, तो आपके पास ऑप्शन किधर है कि हम बोलेंगे एसटीडी पे नहीं करे, तो वो हो ही नहीं सकता है. अगर आप रिकॉग्नाइज पे डील कर रहे हो तो डेफिनेटली एसटीडी लगता ही लगता है. एंड फॉर इक्विटी शेयर्स दे टोल्ड STT must be paid STT must be paid at purchase as well as sale. खरीदते वक्त बेचते वक्त दोनों बार भी पे करना चाहिए. क्लियर है बेटा? और प्रैक्टिकली होता है वो बेसिक लॉजिक है यार. आप जब खरीदेंगे एसटीडी पे करेंगे, जब बेचेंगे तभी भी एसटीडी पे करेंगे. आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन होता ही नहीं है उसमें. चलो बेटा कम ऑन बोलो, पढ़ो लाइन. लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन ऑन सेल ऑफ व्हाट? इक्विटी शेयर्स और यूनिट्स ऑफ व्हाट? इक्विटी ओरिएंटेड म्यूचुअल फंड और यूनिट्स ऑफ व्हाट? बिजनेस ट्रस्ट थ्रू रिकॉग्नाइज्ड स्टॉक एक्सचेंज ऑन व्हिच एसटीडी इज पेड. This they told is taxable at the rate of 10% on amount exceeding 1 lakh. So if you get 1,20,000, we'll ask you to pay tax only on 20,000. Even a whole year we are talking, this is not per transaction, पूरे साल का. If you get only 80,000, बोलो बेटा, if you get 80,000, what is the answer? No tax at all. If you get 110, that's it. And this story is given by section 112A. ऊपर लिखे ना हम लोग. For 112A का सरचार्ज मैक्सिमम रेट 15% है. पर 112 है क्या वो भी तो पता होना चाहिए ना. इसके लिए मेहनत लिए. क्लियर है बेटा? नेक्स्ट, शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स. सुनो, शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स, शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स on sale of equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund or units of business trust through recognized stock exchange on which any difference is there between that side and this side? नहीं, पीरियड ऑफ होल्डिंग तो डिफरेंस है. मतलब बाकी लैंग्वेज में कुछ फर्क है क्या? सब कुछ सेम है बेटा. बट बेटा मैं एक बात बोलूं, टैक्स में फर्क है. उन्होंने सीधा बोल दिया टैक्सेबल एट द रेट ऑफ 15% ऑन अमाउंट एक्सीडिंग, कुछ भी नहीं है. इफ इट इज 80,000, पे टैक्स ऑन 80,000. बट देयर इज 80,000, टैक्स विल बी 0. क्लियर है बेटा? एंड दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज गिवन बाय सेक्शन 111A. This is 112A, that is 111A. Clear है बेटा? बेटा बोलो ना बेटा. Other short-term capital gains, we will tax at normal rates. Normal rates मतलब क्या हो गया बेटा? अगर इंडिविजुअल है तो स्लैब रेट्स, कंपनी का फर्म का अपना अपना रेट है, अपना अपना रेट लगेगा. बस. You're getting my point? I have drawn this small, simple, cute, sweet table only for a simple reason that I will give you clarity on that word called 112A and 111A. अभी बताया अपने को दोनों क्या है? 112A पे 111A पे कितना सरचार्ज लगेगा? मैक्सिमम 15%. क्लियर है बेटा? Will HEC always come? Will surcharge always come? Not necessarily. It depends upon total income. If total income is more than 50 lakh, does not exceed 1 crore, 10%. More than 1 does not exceed 2, 15%. More than 2 does not exceed 5, 25. More than 5 crores, 37%. But for dividend, 112A, 111A, maximum surcharge rate is 15%. अगर मतलब 5 करोड़ के ऊपर हमारा इनकम है, 5 करोड़ ऊपर हमारा इनकम है, dividend 112A, 111A will separate. And for that we will charge 15%. For this we will charge 37%. समझ रहे आप लोग मेरी बात? So getting clarity? So let me give a small example here. You write all this, don't worry, I'll give you time. ठीक है? One fellow has got business income 6 crore. इसका नाम है Mr. X. Okay, my dear friends? And age is, let's say, 52. Business income 6 crore. Okay? And LTCG covered under 112A is, let's say, 30 lakhs. ठीक है बेटा? And dividend income, let's say 10 lakh. क्या होगा? ये 6 करोड़ पे टैक्स कैलकुलेट करो. I mean, leave it, don't calculate. I will give questions for you to calculate. And surcharge will charge at the rate of 37%. अरे 5 करोड़ के ऊपर है ना यार? बोलो यार. और ये दोनों पे क्या करेंगे? टैक्स कैलकुलेट करेंगे. And for this tax, we'll apply surcharge at the rate of 15%. समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? How are we trying to bifurcate? Are we understanding? So for dividend, for 112A, for 111A, there is never a question of 25 and 37. The maximum rate is only 15%. Example clear है सबको? Logic समझ में आया सबको? Done बेटा. I'll wait for 2 minutes now. You can happily take it. Can I scroll down? ठीक है ना, सब चार्ज वगैरह लिख लिया? ठीक है, कैन आई प्रोसीड? ठीक है, I'll wait 1 minute, no problem. बेटा हो गया ना अभी तो? चलो. And this short summary of capital gains tax rate makes sense? Yeah, just take this, it will be easy for you to remember easily. बेटा हो गया? चलो, what is section 112? General rate for long term capital gains. What is the rate?
20%.
20%. What is section 112A? Long term capital gain on sale of equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund or units of business trust through recognized stock exchange on which STT is paid will tax at the rate of 10% on amount exceeding 1 lakh. Same case, but not long term, it is short term. Will tax at the rate of 15% on amount exceeding 0. Correct, no? Other short term capital gains, normal rates. It could be slab rate if it's individuals. Clear, beta? Take this example, please. बेटा क्लियर है, हो गया? चलो, फाइनली 1 point, then I'll give you some questions to solve. ठीक है? Sir, there is something called section 115 BB. Heard this, beta? 115 BB talks about the tax on casual incomes. Casual incomes like betting, gambling, lottery, horse race, card games, poker, वोकर, कैसीनो गए, बिग बॉस गए, बिग बॉस, सो व्हाट, टैक्सेबल. सर आप कौन बना करोड़पति देखे बहुत बार? केबीसी, कंप्यूटर महाशय, प्रश्न पेश किया जाए, all that you will tell, no? Now tell me, one fellow has got 1 crore, he will give 1 crore check like this. Come on, take it, photo, camera off, take back, and give 70 lakh check. 30% gone as TDS. सरचार्ज अलग, सेस अलग, सब गया. बोलने के लिए करोड़ रुपए आए, 60 लाख, 40 लाख तो टैक्स में ही गए. So getting my point, everybody? So card games or any other games of any sort, maybe some TV shows or maybe something called Sudoku. Sudoku, you know? One time I earned 500 rupees in Sudoku. Deccan Chronicle, one paper is there, no? In that paper they gave one Sudoku, so I solved that numbers, and luckily it worked out well, and I got the prize. They sent me 500 rupees check. First time in my life I got some casual income. So getting my point, everybody? Now tell me, guys, how do we calculate tax on the casual income, my dear friends? अरे कुछ आइडिया है इसका? क्या rate of tax कितना है इसका?
30%.
Little bit fine tuning shall I do? We will say flat 30%. मीनिंग क्या है इसका? डायरेक्ट मतलब क्या मीनिंग है उसका? नहीं वो तो ठीक है, हाँ एग्जामिशन कुछ नहीं. आप बोलेंगे कौन बना करोड़पति में 50 लाख आया मुझे, जाने के लिए 2 लाख गया, आने के लिए 2 लाख गया, खाने के लिए 1 लाख गया. भैया हमको सबसे लेना देना है नहीं. तो कितना कमाया? उस पे सीधा 30%. करेक्ट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? अगर आप बोल रहे मैं हॉर्स पे बेटिंग कर रहा हूं, हॉर्स रेस, फर्स्ट टाइम बेटिंग डन, 5 lakhs gone. Second time betting done, 20 lakhs has come. You are telling net gain what I got is 15 lakhs. Still pay tax on 20 lakhs. You can't set off any loss against casual income. And if you get a loss in casual income, completely forget it. अरे बहुत खतरनाक लोग हैं यार ये लोग. चलो क्या लिखे, मैं सुनो ये बात. No loss can be set off against casual incomes. ये लाइन समझ में आ गया ना? हाँ, नेक्स्ट लाइन सुनो बेटा. If there is casual loss, then I will write a crazy word. Then it can neither be set off nor be carry forward. भूल जाओ. अगर आपका वो इनकम आया, टैक्स पे करो. लॉस आया, ही भूल जा. Getting my point, everybody? I told you, some principles I'll make you write in set off, carry forward. उसमें 2 पॉइंट हो गए. समझ गए आप लोग? एक्सेलेंट. दैट इज स्टोरी ऑफ 115 बीपी. ठीक है बेटा. So what is section 112 by the way? Long term capital gains general rate कितना है बेटा? 20%. But if there is long term capital gain on sale of equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund or units of business trust through recognized stock exchange on which STD is paid, will tax at the rate of 10% on amount exceeding 1 lakh. Exactly same case. If it's not long term, it is short term, will tax at the rate of 15%. खत्म है my friends? On amount exceeding 0. बस intentionally I'm telling so that you'll not do a mistake. So what is 115 BB?
Tax on
Casual incomes. क्या रेट है बेटा? It's flat 30%. Other side, let me talk about 115 BBE. In case of unexplained income, unexplained expenditure, unexplained what sir? Expenditure, unexplained investment, investment not fully recorded, investment is not fully what sir? Recorded. Investment is what, my dear friends? Not fully recorded. So getting clarity? In all these cases, my dear friends, we will charge tax at the rate of
60%,
plus surcharge at the rate of
25%,
plus HEC at the rate of
4%, plus
effective rate is 78%. अगर आपको कैलकुलेट करना है तो आप कर सकते हैं. या surcharge will be on tax 60% ना बेटा. 25% टू डू ऑन 60%. कितना आएगा? 78 कैसा आया पूछ रहे क्या? 25% आप 60% से निकालो. 25% आप 60% पे निकालो. कितना होगा? 60 into 25%. It will be 15. 50 plus 60 75. 75 पर 4% निकालो. कितना होगा? 3. 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75, 0.75. 3. क्लियर है ना? समझ गए ना बेटा? डन. बोलो मैडम.
Basic exemption limit, excluding the unexplained expenditure.
बेसिक नहीं आता बेसिक कमीशन लिमिट. बेटा क्लियर है? एवरीबडी क्लियर टिल दिस पॉइंट ऑल ऑफ अस? चलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आप लिख रहे क्या मैडम? वेट करो क्या 2 मिनट. हैंड राइटिंग इज क्लियर नो, समझ में आ रहा है ना? हाँ ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू। बोलो बेटा अभी सेक्शन 27 29 224 सुपर 225A 231 234 सेक्शन 3 सेक्शन 4 288A 288B rounding off of tax 172 shipping business of non-resident 173 nahi hai 174 person living India permanently or for long time 174A AOP BOI AJP formed for short duration or purpose 175 person likely to transfer property to avoid tax 176 discontinue business 112 long term capital gain general rate 20% 112A long term capital gains on sale of equity shares or units of equity oriented mutual fund or units of business trust through recognized stock exchange on which STT is paid will tax at the rate of 10% on amount exceeding 1 lakh. Same story short term 15% on amount exceeding super 115BB casual incomes flat 30% 115BB अनएक्सप्लेन्ड इनकम अनएक्सप्लेन्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट्स अनएक्सप्लेन्ड एक्सपेंडिचर। भैया एक्सप्लेन करो, बताओ हमको कैसे आए। तो बोल रहा है भैया आया कैसे, याद नहीं आ रहा है। याद नहीं आ रहा है 78% सिर्फ टैक्स है वो। आर वी क्लियर विद ऑल द सेक्शंस? वी आर इन विच चैप्टर? हाँ फर्स्ट चैप्टर ओनली। इतने सेक्शंस पूरे फर्स्ट चैप्टर में ही है। पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरा दोस्त, टाइम आएगा, डोंट वरी। By the end of sessions, I'll make you perfect in all sections. That's my challenge. Don't worry. Okay, now? Clear, everybody? Bolo yaar. Yes, sir. 175.
Sir, for this person, no. Last second, sir. Avoid tax transferring properties.
Person likely to transfer property to avoid tax. 115BB. ओए, कैजुअल इनकम्स। आप क्या समझे? मैं ऑर्डर में पूछूंगा आपसे, ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है यार। हम ऐसे एक आदमी है, हम नहीं पूछते ऑर्डर में ऐसा। 27 सेक्शन 4, अगर ये नहीं मालूम ना डूब जाओ। आई एम टेलिंग यू, सेक्शन 4 के बिना कुछ भी नहीं है कॉन्सेप्ट। सेक्शन 4 सेक्शन 5 मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शंस इन इनकम टैक्स। 4 इज चार्टेबल सेक्शन, 5 इज स्कोप ऑफ टोटल इनकम विच आई टेल यू टुमारो। इंडियन इनकम, फॉरेन इनकम, ROR, RNOR, NR, बहुत कहानी है उसमें, कल बात करेंगे डिटेल में। फिर मुझे मालूम पड़ेगा आपको कितना आता है, फिर आपको भी मालूम पड़ेगा कितना सीखना है। ठीक है, वो मैं बताऊंगा कल, टेंशन मत लो, आराम से। जस्ट कम विद अ कूल माइंड, जस्ट कम विद एन ओपन माइंड, जस्ट बिलीव दैट प्रोसेस। बाय द एंड ऑफ सेशंस आई विल एंश्योर इट विल बी डन। ओके, योर इनकम टैक्स आई विल टेक केयर। डन। 29 ऑर्डर में पूछ रहा, बोलो। असेसमेंट ईयर, गुड। 112 नॉर्मल वाला क्या है? नॉर्मल वाला क्या रेट है? 20%। अब नॉर्मल वाला बोलेंगे तो रेट तो बोलना ना यार, 20%। 234 ये कौन सा है ये? प्रीवियस ईयर। 288A 115BBE अनएक्सप्लेन्ड इनकम। अनएक्सप्लेन्ड बोलते ही सीधा आएगा 7%, 25% और वो सरचार्ज 4% इज HEC। effective rate 78%. Good. Section 3 PY 224 172
Sir, person non-resident shipping business
non-resident. Good. 112A long term capital gain equity shares mutual funds 10% on amount exceeding 1 lakh। याद रख लो बेटा, सेम केस शॉर्ट टर्म में तो 15% और उसमें कुछ 1 लाख का कॉन्सेप्ट है नहीं। नेक्स्ट 288B
rounding off of
tax 225A
India
231 person 174 living India permanently or for long time 174A AOP BOI AGP found for short duration or purpose। वहां पे हिंट है अपने को 174A मतलब AOP। 176 discontinued business बंद कर जा, पर टैक्स पे करके बंद कर। बेटा सबको क्लियर है बात? डन। आई लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चंस और 3 क्वेश्चंस व्हाटएवर इट इज, प्लीज सॉल्व। आर वी रेडी? चलो, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1। मिस्टर ए एज 45, इनकम इज 11,11,000. Mr. B, age 64, income is 1.3 crores. Mr. C, age 39, income is 4 lakh. चलो बेटा ये 3 क्वेश्चन पहले सॉल्व करो, देन 4th क्वेश्चन आई गिव आफ्टर यू सॉल्व दिस. ठीक है ना, पहले इसका टैक्स निकालो फिर अपन देखते हैं 4th क्वेश्चन. आराम से, कोई बात नहीं, 2 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा ले लो चाहिए तो. क्या बेटा, कौन से क्वेश्चन बात कर रहे हैं आप? आएगा ना? फर्स्ट वाला हो गया क्या? क्या है बेटा आंसर फर्स्ट वाला?
151,632.
कैसा करेंगे इसको? अप टू 2.5 lakhs nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh at the rate of 5%, which comes to 12,000. Which comes to 12,500. 5 lakh to 10 lakh at the rate of 20%, which comes to 1 lakh. About 10 lakh at the rate of 30%. About 10 lakh कितना बेटा? 1,11,000. उसका 30% कितना होगा? 1,11,000 का 30%. करेक्ट ना? कितना आ रहा है? 33,300. करेक्ट नो? टोटल 1,45,000. कहानी खत्म नहीं हुआ बेटा. We have to add HEC 4%. 5832. Everybody same answer? 1 lakh 51,630. 632 is wrong answer. अब्बा ऐसा ही रहेगा फिर. हर मिस्टेक बहुत कॉस्टली होता है दोस्त. It's not 1 mark, it is 6 months. I will show you a lot of examples. There has been a student in Hyderabad. That fellow, he got 59, 58, 59, 36. चारों वापस लिखने हैं. And CA final, one student was there. CA final I was taking direct tax batch. In that one student was there. CA final group 2. Group 1 already pass हो गया. Group 2 में बेचारा मतलब I don't have any words to speak also. 59, 58, 59, 39. एक मार्क किसी में आता है तो एग्जाम्शन एटलीस्ट. एक मार्क किसमें आता है तो पास होता है. उसको पूछो जाके एक मार्क का वैल्यू क्या है, वो बताएगा आपको. जान देगा वो एक मार्क के लिए. और वो इतना मतलब इतना ईगो हट हो गया उसको. नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ही गॉट अ स्कोर ऑफ 261. दैट इज कॉल्ड रिवेंज. करेक्ट नो? अब रिवेंज खुद पे लेंगे तो क्या मिलने वाला है? रिवेंज ऐसा करके दिखाओ ना. रिवेंज दैट फेलो ग्रुप 1 ग्रुप 2 स्कोर मिलके तो ऑल इंडिया रैंक है एक्चुअली. मैं सच बोल रहा हूं. उसका ग्रुप 1 ग्रुप 2 का स्कोर अगर टोटल लेंगे आप, इट इज एक्चुअली मैचिंग विद ऑल इंडिया 10th रैंक. ऑल इंडिया रैंक तो आया नहीं उसको, बट मैच होता है. सेकेंडरी में पास हो गया मतलब मार्क्स तो इतना खतरनाक लेके आए. मतलब उसका ईगो हट हो गया था एक्चुअली कि क्या है यार, इतना अच्छा पढ़ने के बाद ऐसे मार्क्स थोड़े आएंगे. अगले बार दिखाऊंगा ICA को मैं क्या हूं. दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड रिवेंज नो. अब ये बोलेंगे छी मुझे अच्छा लगा ही नहीं, मैं छोड़ दूंगा CA. दैट इज नॉट सोल्यूशन. क्लियर है? चलो आप सेकंड वाला सॉल्व कर दिए क्या? हाँ
4,37,160.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ लग रहा है मेरे भाई. How much is 1 crore 20 lakhs, no? 30%, which comes to 36 lakhs. बराबर ना? Total 37 lakhs 12,500.
Sir, but 64 ना sir age.
एज 64 है क्या? अच्छा ठीक है. तो इधर
10,000.
ये 10,000 होगा. बराबर ना? 3 lakhs. So this will become 10,000. So it becomes 37 lakhs 10,000. 64 है ना? बराबर है. Right. That is 37 lakh 10,000. We will add what?
15%.
Surcharge. कितना रेट है बेटा? 15%. Very good. Why?
1 to 2.
More than 1 crore does not exceed 2 crores. कितना बेटा 15%?
5,56,500.
556? 500. Very good. थोड़ा बोलो बेटा. 42 lakh 66,500. And we should also add HEC.
4%.
कितना है?
1,70,660.
660. Total.
44,37,160.
सर उसका सीन देखो. इनकम आया 1.3 crores. कितना खुश है आदमी साहब. 45 lakh तो टैक्स में ही गए. That is the power of income tax. And people have a pain, you know, when you pay income tax. I mean, Shivateja, whenever I'm paying income tax, I have a pain. But when I pay GST, I don't feel at all. Why? Collect from customer only, no? It's an indirect tax. Burden is already pushed. Why will I feel sad? इनकम टैक्स मतलब GST बनने में मुझे कभी दुख नहीं होता है. और जितना दुख इनकम टैक्स पे करने में होता है तो मतलब उसका कोई लिमिट ही नहीं है. हाँ खुशी से GST 1 फाइल करेंगे, प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. 1 ले लो, 3 भी डाल दो, क्रेडिट ले लो, सब करेंगे. बट जब ITR की बात आती है तो कभी कभी रोना ही आता है. बिकॉज इनकम टैक्स इज सो हाई. चलो थर्ड वाला केस.
Rebate.
इनकम इज 4 लाख. बोलो बेटा. अप टू 2.5 lakhs nil. 2.5 lakh to 4 lakh at the rate of 5%. कितना बेटा?
7,500.
So total कितना होगा? 7,000 less. Excellent. वाह क्या बात है यार. सेक्शन नंबर भी बोल दिए. 87A 0. बहुत बार अटक गया इसलिए याद हो गया. और एक भाई साहब ने क्या किया पता है एग्जाम में? रिबेट का मैक्सिमम लिमिट कितना है भाई?
12,500.
हाँ एक बंदा क्या लिखा एग्जाम पता है? उसने 7,500. क्वेश्चन आया था एग्जाम में 4 लाख. 7,500 लिख के रिबेट 12,500, रिफंड 5,000. उसको ऐसा गणेश के जैसा बिठा के आरती देके विसर्जन करना उसको. कुछ भी लिखेंगे क्या यार? हाँ बस. चलो व्हाट इज 87A? This concept of rebate is only for resident individual whose total income does not exceed 5 lakh. And rebate is tax or 12,500, whichever is lower. Beta clear hai? If you observe, we cover the concept in the problem only. Clarity is important. Good. एक्सपीरियंस है 1-2 बार एग्जाम लिखने का तो रिबेट अपने आप याद हो गया. आपको याद था रिबेट? हाँ पता है पर अभी याद नहीं है. अच्छा आदित्य समझ में आ रहा है? क्लैरिटी आ रहा है? गुड. क्या क्या सर?
सेपरेट कॉपी सेक्शंस के लिए.
एक सेक्शंस का एक्सेल शीट चाहिए क्या? हाँ दे दूंगा ना.
लेंगे सर, घर पे बना लेंगे. आज जब रिवाइज करेंगे ना तो सेपरेट कॉपी बना लेंगे. तो जो बना लेंगे. एक बुक बना लेते सेक्शंस के लिए.
हाँ बना लेंगे ना. क्या है उसमें?
ये लो हम सब
प्रैक्टिस के लिए बना लेंगे।
हाँ बना लेंगे ना, आप बोल रहे साथ में बनाएंगे, आप बनाएंगे बोल रहे,
हम बना लेंगे।
हाँ ठीक है ना, कुछ भी अब चाहिए तो बोलो, वरना अपन साथ साथ में करें, साथ साथ में करेंगे, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा यार।
मतलब जैसा कॉन्सेप्ट होगा वैसा ही
हाँ मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल फर्स्ट चैप्टर खत्म हो गया आज, मतलब होगा नहीं, थोड़ा बाकी रहेगा, अब क्लास खत्म होने का एक बार 10 मिनट, ज्यादा मेहनत की जरूरत नहीं है, 10 मिनट बैठो बस, लास्ट एक 2-3 पेज छोड़ दो, उधर चालू कर दो सेक्शन नंबर लिख के बाजू में नाम लिख दो, जब तक आपका 10-15 दिन लेक्चर्स 10-15 लेक्चर खत्म हो जाएंगे, अपने आप परफेक्ट हो जाएंगे। एंड आई विल डू क्यूमुलेटिव रिविजन, आई डोंट बिलीव इन चैप्टर स्टोरी, आई बिलीव इन अ स्टोरी कॉल्ड क्यूमुलेटिव। एक अल्टीमेटली एग्जाम, हर चैप्टर का अलग एग्जाम होता नहीं है, सब मिलके एग्जाम होगा ना यार। किसमें? नहीं, मैं आपको ये बात बोलूं कि अगर सेक्शन नंबर बाई चांस आप भूल गए, लिखे नहीं, फिर भी फुल मार्क्स देते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि सेक्शन नंबर मैंडेटरी है, बट लेट मी टेल यू 2 पॉइंट्स। नंबर 1, सीए फाइनल सेक्शन नंबर इज मैंडेटरी, अगर नंबर नहीं है तो मार्क्स काट देंगे, मार्क्स काटेंगे 100% फाइनल में आपको, मतलब आप ये मत सोचो कि अरे इंटर में नहीं यार हम लोग फाइनल में देख लेंगे, तब का तब देख लेंगे, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, आप जब एग्जाम में सेक्शन नंबर के साथ लिखेंगे ना, इट गिव्स अ मोर पॉजिटिव इंपैक्ट। यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट नो? इफ यार आपको याद है तो लिखो, नहीं है तो मत लिखो। आई मीन माई ओनली पॉइंट इज डोंट टेक टू मच प्रेशर टू रिमेंबर द सेक्शंस। यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट नो? अब एक बात बोलो मुझे, हमको स्कूल में रोल नंबर क्यों देते थे? इट वॉज डिफिकल्ट टू कॉल एवरीबडी बाई नेम। If you give some number, it's easy to identify. Let me tell you, if I call CA Institute and tell, hello, this is Shivateja here, they will tell, sir, who are you? If I call and tell my ma'am 226729, which is my membership number, they will tell, yes, sir, please tell me, sir. आपको देखे ना WRO, मुझे भी था एक टाइम पे SRO, CRO, depends. Region wise, you have got some number. Why is that number assigned? It's easy to identify. In the same way, when you know number section, it'll be easy to revise. आपको पूरा याद रखिए, लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन, सेल ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर, यूनिट्स ऑफ इक्विटी ओरिएंटेड म्यूचुअल फंड, बिजनेस ट्रस्ट, इतना याद रख रहे हैं आप मेहनत करके, एक और थोड़ा सा एफर्ट लेके 1-1-2 याद रख लेंगे तो कितना अच्छा होगा, आपको रिवाइज करने में भी इजी हो जाएगा आपको, देयर इट मेक्स अ डिफरेंस। समझ गए ना? अगर एग्जाम में बाई चांस कोई नंबर याद नहीं आता तो लिखो मत, कोई बात नहीं, बट फॉर रिविजन सेक्शन नंबर विल मेक योर लाइफ मोर कंफर्टेबल। सेक्शन नंबर, इफ यू रिमेंबर सेक्शन नंबर, इट विल नॉट मेक योर लाइफ मिजरेबल, इट विल मेक योर लाइफ इजी। इजी, आप कुछ चेक कर लो चाहिए तो, आपको अपने आप आपको कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा। कॉन्फिडेंस जो लेवल पे बढ़ता है ना, नेक्स्ट लेवल पे बढ़ता है कॉन्फिडेंस जब सेक्शन नंबर्स आते हैं। क्लियर है ना बेटा? कैन आई प्रोसीड? हाँ, और एक क्वेश्चन है, ये सॉल्व करो। मिस्टर ए, एज 45, इनकम इज 75 lakh, out of which lottery is 10 lakh. LTCG under section 112A is 15 lakh. चलो कैलकुलेट टैक्स बेटा। हो गया बेटा? चलो क्या है आंसर बोलो? 36,09,060 रुपीज. ठीक है, लेट्स सी. और किसी का आंसर कुछ? $20 लाख. अरे तुम्हारा 36 लाख से उसका 20 लाख है, मतलब इतना फर्क ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? कोई और है बीच में? मैडम क्या है आंसर आपको? 28 लाख. हाँ वही एक्सपेक्ट किया, कोई ना कोई तो होगा बीच में. ठीक है, क्या करेंगे बेटा? फर्स्ट
50 लाख अलग, फिर
75 लाख में फर्स्ट बाइफरकेट. लॉटरी कितना है?
10 लाख,
टैक्स एट व्हाट रेट?
30%.
अंडर विच सेक्शन बेटा? 115 BB, विच इज 3 लाख. क्या दोस्त गया क्या? 3 लाख. तूने क्या किया? 20% किया क्या? किस क्वेश्चन में भैया? नहीं, वो बेस आप 20% किया है, 10% खा लिया उसने. हाँ, LTC under section 112A is equal to 15 lakh. Tax at the rate of 10% on 14 lakhs, 1,40,000. बेटा बराबर है ना? हाँ. बैलेंस
50 lakhs.
बोलो बेटा. up to 2.5 lakh nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh 5%, 12,500. 5 lakh to 10 lakh 20%, 1 lakh. नहीं बेटा, नहीं नहीं नहीं, मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे, मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे यार. सबको पता है कि 10 लाख तक 1,12,500 आता है टैक्स. वो सीधा कर सकते हैं, वो करेंगे तो एग्जाम मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे. 100% मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे डेफिनेट. मतलब 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है तो 1 मार्क तो काट ही देंगे सर. ओके, आई डोंट माइंड टेलिंग दिस. आई ऑल्सो वर्कड एज एन वैल्यूअर फॉर एग्जाम. आई ऑल्सो डन पेपर सेटिंग, which I stopped since last 5 years because I say brought a rule that whoever is in teaching profession, please stop doing the paper setting and evaluation activity. But उससे पहले हम लोग करते थे, तो I've done it. So we have got clear cut instructions as to what to be done, what not to be done. तो अगर 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है, आप सीधा लिखेंगे 1,12,500, उसके ऊपर 30%, definitely 1 mark will deduct because that's not a proper way of presentation. Presentation का भी मार्क्स होता है ना यार कुछ. सर सीधा जाके किसी को, लड़के को बोलेंगे will you be my wife, मतलब वो टू मच हो गया, वो नेक्स्ट लेवल हो गया. करेक्ट ना? पहले गर्लफ्रेंड तो बनने दो, फिर बाद में वाइफ की बात करेंगे यार. हाँ, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट हो गया वो. ठीक है ना? मतलब जोक से बात, बट आई होप यू गॉट माय पॉइंट माय डियर फ्रेंड. वरना मैं खुद सीधा लिखता था ना यार टैक्स. मैं इतना मेहनत करके क्यों लिख रहा हूँ ये सब?
सर एनजीसी टोटल अमाउंट पर आएगा.
हाँ वो करेंगे ना अभी. 13 लाख 12,500. आप मुझे बोलो टोटल कितना है बेटा?
1752.
हाँ 17 लाख.
52,500.
राइट. एड, रुक जाओ. सरचार्ज 10%. भूल गए सरचार्ज, भूल गए. 75 लाख से ये, अरे 50 लाख के ऊपर है ना यार. आदित्य बोल रहा है शिट, बहुत कुछ चीजें हैं जो भूल रहा हूं मैं. बैलेंस 19 लाख. $37 या 27? 19 लाख 27,750. एड, बोलना मैडम.
112A
हाँ
पहला तो 15% भी करता है.
15% क्यों आएगा? 15% मैंने क्या बोला मैडम? मैक्सिमम रेट इज 15%. मतलब 25 और 37 को क्या बोलते हैं नहीं पता मुझे. और 37%, 25, 37 विल नॉट कम इनटू पिक्चर. मैक्सिमम इज 15. मतलब कम में तो कम ही आएगा ना यार. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि उसको 15 लगाएंगे, इसको 10 लगाएंगे यार, वो तो टू मच हो गया. हमने मैक्सिमम बोला था, मिनिमम थोड़ी ना बोला है 15%. सर मिनिमम मैक्सिमम डिफरेंस है ना बेटा. हाँ बोलो 4% कितना है? 77 11 जीरो आया क्या? ठीक है, बैलेंस टोटल कितना?
4,860.
आपने यही बोला क्या बेटा? वंडरफुल, वेरी गुड. एक का सरचार्ज गया, एक का कैलकुलेशन गया, एक तो सीधा 115 बीबी 20% उधर भी गया. आपका 15% कर दिया सरचार्ज. ध्यान से. 15% इज अ मैक्सिमम कैप व्हेन इट इज मोर देन 15. लेस विल टेक लेस. हाँ, प्रेजेंटेशन थोड़ा एग्जाम में मतलब ठीक है, वो तो ठीक है, अभी मतलब एग्जाम में ऐसा करना चाहिए. सर आप आईसीए का मतलब, नॉट माई वर्ड, इफ यू वांट टू चेक इन आईसीए मॉड्यूल एनी क्वेश्चन यू लुक एट, ही विल नेवर कैलकुलेट टैक्स डायरेक्टली. और 2.5, 2.55 वो सब दिखाता है, चेक कर लो कोई भी क्वेश्चन. इफ यू वांट टू चेक आरटीपी, एमटीपी, एनी क्वेश्चन यू चेक, दैट्स हाउ वी सॉल्व. दैट्स हाउ प्रेजेंटेशन हैज टू बी. See, we focus so much on ourselves that how do we present ourselves better so that we wear better costumes, watch, clothes, everything. We are so cautious. When we say that your 3 hours of exam, what you are writing, is deciding your career, then how cautious we have to be on presentation. Both important, no? Because we are being judged on that. Because today's date, we are living in that generation where if you pass, they say that you worked hard. If you fail, they say that you have not done anything. मतलब अपना मेहनत दिखता ही नहीं किसी को. We are being judged only based on our result. कुछ नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, क्लोज फ्रेंड्स, पेरेंट्स को पता है क्या कर रहे हैं, मतलब बाकी दुनिया तो ऐसे ही देखेगा ना यार, कि कुछ सक्सेस है तो गुड, नहीं है तो खत्म. करेक्ट. नो हाउ पीपल स्टार्टेड टॉक अबाउट विराट कोहली सिंस लास्ट 1-2 years. अभी देखो जिस दिन वो सेंचुरी मारा रिसेंटली, खत्म. सीन रिवर्स. नो, नाउ विल एनीबॉडी हैव गट्स टू टॉक अगेंस्ट विराट कोहली? नो, नो वे. डू यू एग्री टू दैट? दैट इज द पावर ऑफ सक्सेस मैन. ठीक है ना. अब एक क्वेश्चन पूछू, लास्ट एक क्वेश्चन, इसका जवाब दो, खत्म करेंगे कहानी इधर. मिस्टर एक्स, एज 59, इनकम 51 लाख. सोच के करना प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, अब वही है, जो भी है यार करो, आप करके मेरे को आंसर बताओ बस.
Sir, 16 lakh 5,630 tax
मुझे फाइनल आंसर बोलो बस.
marginal relief 15,920.
ओके बेटा, क्या है आंसर? नहीं हुआ, याद नहीं आ रहा है कुछ, क्या करना है? समझ गया. सर गाइस लिसन नो प्लीज हियर. इफ इट इज 51 lakh, हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट टैक्स? Please calculate tax on 51 lakh. So let me write, it will take 2 minutes, but no problem. Up to 2.5 lakhs, क्या है बेटा? Nil. 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh at the rate of what percent? 5%, 12,500. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%, which comes to 1 lakh. About 10 lakh, कितना परसेंट है बेटा? 30%. कितना है वो? 41 lakh का 30%. कितना आ रहा है? 12 lakhs 30,000. Don't write just for 1 minute, please. It comes to 13 lakh 42,500. To this we will add surcharge at the rate of 10%, which comes to 1 lakh 34,250, which is 14 lakh 76,750. बराबर है बेटा? कुछ भी मत लिखो अभी, सुनो. Don't write. Just 1 minute to relax. Sir, here in this case, if you observe, my income is what, sir? 51 lakh. Is it 60 lakh or 51 lakh? 51 lakh. If it would have been 50 lakh, if it would have been 50 lakh, will margin relief apply? Will 50 lakh, will surcharge apply? No. If it is 51 lakh, will surcharge apply? मतलब इनकम थोड़ा सा बड़ा है या ज्यादा कर फर्क है? थोड़ा सा फर्क है. तब क्या होता है पता है? जब आप टैक्स कैलकुलेट करेंगे ना, आपका जितना एक्स्ट्रा इनकम आया है उससे ज्यादा एक टैक्स बढ़ता है. आप एग्जाम्पल चेक कर लेंगे अभी कैसा हो रहा है. यहाँ पे देखो, अप टू 50 लाख की बात करेंगे. लिखो मत, 2 मिनट रुक जाओ बेटा. 2.5 लाख नील, 2.5 लाख टू 5 लाख कितना बेटा? 5%, 12,500. कोई बात नहीं, जितने बार प्रैक्टिस करेंगे उतना अच्छा है. पूरा लिखो. 1 लाख. अबाउट 10 लाख कितना बेटा? 30%, which comes to how much? 12 lakh. Now don't write, just listen once again. It comes to 13 lakh 12,500. सरचार्ज आएगा क्या? बोलो बेटा. नहीं. करेक्ट है? दोस्त सुनो. If it would have been 50 lakh, what would have been my tax? 13 lakh 12,500. But it is 51 lakh. My tax became 14,76,750. Now tell me, ये दोनों का इनकम में फर्क कितना है बेटा? ये दोनों का टैक्स में फर्क कितना है बेटा? 1,64,250. So my difference in tax is more than difference in income. ये तो नाटक है ना यार. अरे भैया 1 लाख कमाए तो क्या 1,64,000 टैक्स लेंगे क्या मेरे से? लूट लो. पहले बहुत लूटपाट है यहाँ पे. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? लॉ टोल्ड तो रो मत, तो रो मत. हम ना तेरे को कुछ लेते, क्या देंगे हम आपको? मार्जिनल रिलीफ देंगे, which will be extra tax minus extra income, which is 64,250. ये बंदे को कुछ समझा नहीं, एक्स को कुछ समझा नहीं. बोल रहा क्या बोल रहा है यार तू बोल रहा है एक्स्ट्रा टैक्स एक्स्ट्रा इनकम से ज्यादा है, तेरे को रिलीफ देंगे. कितना रिलीफ दे रहा है? 164,250 में से 1 लाख माइनस करके तू बोल रहा है 64,250. अच्छा, मतलब जितना 1 लाख मैंने कमाया है पूरा तू ले रहा क्या? गवर्नमेंट बोल रहे हैं हाँ. Then that fellow is telling, तो फिर बेनिफिट क्या दिया तुम बोल रहा है मार्जिनल रिलीफ बेनिफिट दे रहा है. क्या बेनिफिट दे रहा है? Then गवर्नमेंट इज टेलिंग, भैया बेनिफिट इतना है कि तुमको नुकसान नहीं है, फायदा इतना ही है कि भैया तेरे को नुकसान नहीं है. यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट एवरीबॉडी? सर स्पीक आउट सर. लेस व्हाट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स? मार्जिनल रिलीफ कितना है बेटा? 64,250. 64,250. This balance will definitely be 14,12,500. कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, बिकॉज इसका 1 लाख ऐड कर दो वो फिगर आ जाएगा. मतलब जितना एक्स्ट्रा कमाया मैंने 1 लाख, और पूरा 1 लाख गवर्नमेंट ले रहे हैं. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? बट लेट मी टेल यू, इफ दिस वुड हैव नॉट बीन 51 लाख, इफ दिस वुड हैव बीन 55 लाख, 50 मार्जिनल रिलीफ वुड हैव नॉट कम. क्यों? Extra tax is not more than extra income. So you have to understand very clearly that marginal relief concept will apply when extra tax is more than extra income. And this marginal relief concept is only and only because of surcharge, not because of HEC. Students exam में गड़बड़ क्या कर रहे बोलूं मैं? HEC ऐड करने के बाद कंपेयर कर रहे. बेटा वो बिल्कुल गलत है. HEC ऐड करने से पहले आपको कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा. कंपैरिजन करके मार्जिनल रिलीफ निकाल के उसके बाद आपको HEC ऐड करना है. आप पहले आप HEC ऐड करके कंपेयर करेंगे, दैट आंसर इज 101% रॉन्ग, बिकॉज मार्जिनल रिलीफ कॉन्सेप्ट हैज गॉट नथिंग टू डू विथ HEC. मार्जिनल रिलीफ कॉन्सेप्ट हैज गॉट ओनली टू डू विथ सरचार्ज. सबको क्लियर है? 14,12,500 को क्या ऐड करेंगे बेटा? अभी क्या रेट है बेटा? कितना आ रहा है? 56,500. So this will be 14,69,000. That's it. That is the story of this beautiful question. Clear? So marginal relief will come. This will apply only when, कब बेटा? Extra tax is more than extra income because of surcharge. And again I am telling you, marginal relief concept has got nothing to do with HEC. It's related only to surcharge. क्लियर है? आप HEC पहले करके माइनस करेंगे तो बेटा बिल्कुल गलत आंसर है वो. Good. I hope we got a good clarity on this concept. Everybody sir. So what are we done with? Tax rates for individual. We are still yet to do about partnership firms, companies, LLP, society. उन सबका कहानी बिल्कुल ही अलग है. उन सबका सरचार्ज भी बिल्कुल ही अलग है. देखते हैं हम उसको. ठीक है ना यार? Not now. We'll see that next lecture. Next lecture we'll see all that. Clear? But before we proceed to go today, I have some question to ask. What is 27? 29. 225A. 224. 231. 234. Section 3. Previous year. Section 4. Charitable section. 172. Shipping business of non-resident. 174. Person living in India permanently or for long time. 174A. AOP, BOI, AJP formed for short duration or purpose. 175. Person likely to transfer property to avoid tax. 176. Discontinued business. 288A. Rounding off of income. 288B. Rounding off of tax. 89A. Rebate only for resident individual. Clear है बेटा? बोलो बेटा. 111A short term. 112 112A long term 10% or amount exceeding 1 lakh. 112 general rate for LTCG. Then 115BB casual incomes flat 30%. 115BB unexplained income. क्या रेट है बेटा? 78. But basically 60. Surcharge 25 says 4. Then what is section 14? GTI. What is section 80TTA? Interest on savings bank account. Deduction will be interest or 10,000, whichever is lower. That's it. Are we clear with this point, everybody? Thank you so much. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you.